Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another day of baseball here at Williard Stadium on the campus of High Point University. It is a crisp spring day today, and as that sun goes down, it is going to get downright chilly. I think there's some mixed opinions on it, but I've always thought that's advantage pitcher. We are seeing Bradley Robinette, number 34, take the mound again for High Point. He is fresh off his best outing in relief against NC State. Him and Johnny Mears combined for 6 scoreless innings and led the Panthers' comeback just a week ago today. So he will ready to pitch against UNCC's leadoff hitter Dutch Hansen. And the first pitch of the day is swung on and missed. Will go 0-1. UNCC, this is a makeup game. High Point played them in a doubleheader a few weekends ago, and now this is the third game of the series as that bender misses up and in. High Point looking to take the series. They split 1-1 against UNCC when they played them. And this last rained out game being made up here tonight. So we have time on the field for a moment. And now they're ready to do the 1-1. Robinette delivers. And that's a beautiful curveball in for the strike. That's what Robinette does best. He mixes that fastball with a great breaking ball and an even better off speed. If he can keep those hitters off timing, that ball is not going to go anywhere in this cold air tonight. So here comes the 1-2. And fastball missed just down. Certainly looked like it caught a lot of the plate, but must have been low. And we're ready to do it again. Robinette doesn't get the call. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And another beautifully thrown curveball, but fought off by Hansen at the plate. Unfortunately, UNCC doesn't like to publish their stats, but we do have their batting averages from when they played High Point in that doubleheader. Hansen, one of the slower bats that day, only hit 167 across the two games as Robinette brings him the 2-2 again, and it's low and out. So we'll go full count. Definitely what you want to see out of your leadoff hitter if you're UNCC. He's taken a long at bat and seen almost every one of the pitches in Robinette's repertoire here early. So the full count pitch coming as Robinette looks to retire the first batter he faces today. And that one's fouled straight back up to the press box. And we'll do it again. The UNCC Niners, their dugout is definitely making themselves known early. They are loud over there, ready to fight off the cold and try and get a series win against High Point on their home turf. So we'll do the 3-2 again. And that's a beautifully thrown curveball. Got him looking. And that's a very high confidence measure from your starting pitcher when he's ready to throw that curveball 3-2. No doubt Hansen thought he was in for a healthy stream of fastballs. And Robinette goes to a beautiful bender inside and froze him. So we'll see the 2-hole. This is number 9, Donnie Hankel, playing center field today. He only bat 125 against the Panthers last time he saw them. As another breaking ball inside finds the zone. So Robinette, quick work now. He's looking to get ahead and get out of this first inning. Give his team a chance to give themselves an early lead. So the 0-1 from Robinette. And another great curveball down and away. Doesn't get the chase, and we'll go to 1-1. Definitely didn't miss the spot there. Robinette loves his sequences, and no doubt the exact pitch he was looking for. So we'll do the 1-1. And that fastball painted on the outside black, and he's going to get a good call. And we'll go to 1-2. So looking sharp early. He's gotten ahead of his second batter so far in this one, as Robinette looks to make quick work of the top of this lineup. And that fastball challenge shot high to right field. It looks like it's going to stay in play, but Matt Healy does not have the range to get over there. It was right up against that right field brick wall. And no chance for a play there. He made a heck of an effort to even get within 15 feet of that. And it was shot way down the line. So Robinette getting ahead and staying ahead. And these UNCC batters doing all they can just to foul him off and see an extra few pitches. So here comes the 1-2 from Robinette. And a beautiful curveball gets a ugly swing out of Hankel, but he manages to tip it foul behind the plate. And we'll do the 1-2 one more time. So maybe in the cold it can be rough to get your best grip on that baseball. Maybe a little less bite on that curveball today, but nevertheless being very effective here early as Bradley Robinette. As here comes his 1-2 pitch. And that fastball was outside, and it's going to be shot foul out of play over the home dugout. So these UNCC hitters don't want to go down easy. High Point would definitely love a win against them today. UNCC is 5-2 on the season. They are 3-1 in conference. The Panthers have yet to play a non-conference opponent. They're 5-4, off to a little bit of a slow start early in the spring season. And they are 5-4 in conference as well. So here comes Robinette's 1-2 again. And that fastball thrown well out. And will not get that outside call. Definitely hit his spot again, trying to get that chase swing. But we will go to 2-2. So Robinette ready's on the mound. Here's his 2-2 pitch. A bender inside, shot to left field. Cody Gossard going back on it. He's not going to have a chance, and that ball's gone. Well, he went back to the curveball inside. And it looks like Donnie Hankel was ready for it. He will put out a solo shot here in the first inning. That wind is blowing out hard to left. The flag's in left field, whipping out that direction. And that ball was hit high enough. It got up there, and Cody Gossard put a trot after it, but it was pretty clear that ball was not going to stay in the park. So an early run for UNCC as Robinette, despite getting ahead, gets hurt on an early curveball inside. And the Niners will have a lead. So Robinette will go to work on the 3-hole. This is number 2, Tommy Boast. He's doing the catching today, and he hit .429 last time he saw the Panthers pitchers. So definitely one of the more dangerous bats in this lineup. And we'll see how Robinette approaches him. He got an early strike, and that bender's fouled off to the left. So some damage early for UNCC. Certainly not something you see often down here in club baseball, but that ball was hit hard and high. And with that wind blowing out to left, it found its way out of here in a hurry. So Robinette ahead 0-2 to the 3-hole hitter. And a high fastball doesn't get the chase. Good news here for the Panthers, just a solo shot, no runners on. And Robinette doesn't seem phased. He went right back to work. He's ahead of the 3-hole 1-2. And shot to right field, right center on an outside fastball. Captain Quinn DeWitt will come cut it off from center and hold Tommy Boast to a single, but another outside fastball, well thrown. It's a choppy swing, and Tommy Boast will find his way aboard with a line drive to right center. And that will bring up the 4-hole. Xander Burton, number 14, he's playing third base today. Bat .286 against High Point in the doubleheader. And now with a chance to make this a big inning. Only one out here. And now a runner on first as Robinette looks to work out of some early trouble. Already one run across for UNCC. Here's the 0-0 pitch. It's a fastball, leans out away. And for one of the first times today, Robinette has fallen behind early in the count. He is down 1-0 to UNCC's 4-hole hitter, Xander Burton. And a pickoff move to first is dropped. A little bit of a close play, but the ball squirted out on the tag off the glove of Nathan Neubauer, holding down first for the Panthers today. A little bit of a different lineup. The Panthers are absent Ryan Donaldson, which is why you'll see Cody Gossard in left and Matt Healy over in right. Another pickoff move to first, and that ball's by Nathan Neubauer down the right field line. Drew Nagel will come over from second and make the easy play on it. No advance from the runner as that ball squirts by. Another addition we haven't seen for a minute is Ryan Haskell back over at third base. Big bat in the Panthers lineup. It's his first game back since the NC State game last Wednesday as that 1-0 pitch is fouled off to the left way over the away dugout, and we'll go 1-1. So Robinette falls behind to his first hitter, but battles back quite quickly. We're 1-1, and he would no doubt love a double play ball and get out of this inning after surrendering the solo shot off the bat of Donnie Hankel. And that bender misses way out. No doubt feeling a little less confident in the curveball now, as any pitcher might, after seeing one get over the wall. But he'll have to bear down again. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Robinette. And that ball's shot to left field on a line. Cody Gosser will field it on a one-hop. And UNCC is going station to station. But after retiring the first hitter of the game, Robinette has not found a way to get a UNCC batter out. So it was a solo shot from Donnie Henkel, followed by singles from Tommy Boast and Xander Burton. And that will make an opportunity for Sully Stevens, number 20, playing right field today. High Point did not see him in the doubleheader. And a little bit of a question mark on the lineup sheet. We'll see how he fares against the Panthers today. Robinette's 0-0. He goes back to that curveball inside, and that one was painted right on the inside corner. Gets a favorable call, and he'll get ahead 0-1 with a beautiful curveball. And we'll see if he can capitalize. The double play, well in effect, forces at every base now as Robinette bears down with the 0-1. And that's shot back. He'll be ahead 0-2. So just where you'd like to find your pitcher, ahead 0 balls to 2 strikes. And now, no doubt, he will go to an off-speed or potentially the breaker away to see if he can get that ground ball swing. 3 hits already for UNCC in this one. And you certainly would like to limit the damage this inning. So here's Robinette's 0-2. And time called before the delivery by Stevens. Fresh bat in this UNCC lineup. And their dugout is certainly making themselves heard. They are excited about this way this first inning is going so far. Robinette will try and quiet him down. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that curveball well thrown inside. Pop to the right. Nathan Neubauer over. And on a dive, he won't be able to get there. He certainly made a heck of an effort to get after that one. But no play. That inside curveball well thrown again. And Stevens tried to fight it off and popped a lazy fly ball just shy of the home dugout. And no play made by Nathan Neubauer. A little out of his reach. So we'll do the 0-2 again. Robinette, no doubt, going to an off-speed here. And he'll miss high. He would love a ground ball swing. This inning is worn on. And these UNCC hitters have fouled off a lot of pitches. And that pitch count's getting up there early in this one. A long inning. And no end in sight with only 1 out. Runners on first and second. We'll do the 1-2. That fastball popped to right field, but falling quickly, and Matt Healy's not going to have a play. 1 hop off his leg. The UNCC hitters move up, and they will go station to station. That throw comes all the way home to catcher Dominic Aquino from Drew Nagel, who got out there to field it off of Matt Healy's leg. So a tough break there. Looked like that might be a playable baseball, but just fell too quickly. This cold air knocked it down. And now the bases are loaded with only 1 out. A big advantage there was Matt Healy, the right fielder, came on so quick. UNCC wasn't sure if that one was going to fall and got a late break. So that runner from second had to hold up at third as Nagel fired it in to catcher Dominic Aquino. But now the bases are juiced and Robinette gets ahead with an 0-0 fastball. This hitter number 17, Brandon N. He doesn't like to publish his last name, but he's playing first base today, and he hit .429 against High Point in the doubleheader a few weekends ago. No swing on that pitch. Certainly looked like Brandon took a healthy look at it. But the appeal doesn't get the call, so we'll go to 1-1. Robinette definitely in some early trouble now. As these bases are loaded up, UNCC has strung together 4 straight hits and only 1 out. That's a big cut on an up-and-in fastball, and Robinette will go ahead 1-2. Almost no better result than a strikeout here. Would certainly take a lot of pressure off the defense. They are currently in a corners middle approach. No doubt looking for the double play or cut down the run at home. So the 1-2 gets an ugly swing out of the first baseman for UNCC as he takes a half chop at that one. And Robinette with the well-thrown curveball will collect the second out of the inning. And now maybe will have turned a corner and has the potential to get out of this one, having severely limited the damage. But still bases loaded. And an opportunity for number 5, Stan Reed, as he takes a cut on a fastball away. And Robinette gets ahead 0-1, certainly still seeming to have a lot of confidence in his pitches. Despite the trouble he's found himself in here, Stan Reed, the DH, hit .714 against High Point. Was definitely a tough out in that doubleheader. Found himself aboard a lot. And he'll take a cut on an up-and-in fastball and foul that one off catcher Dominic Aquino. And Robinette ahead 0-2. So after the bases loaded strikeout, he gets ahead of another hitter 0-2. And wouldn't you love to see him work out of this one? And certainly would be a big momentum swing back towards the High Point dugout if they could avoid a big inning here. So we'll see what Robinette has got for us 0-2. The curveball gets another strikeout. So with his back against the wall and the bases loaded, pitcher Bradley Robinette bears down and gets 2 strikeouts. And a solo shot will be the only offense for UNCC here in the first. Well, the Panthers will come to bat here in the bottom of the first with an early deficit. A place they've seemed to find themselves quite consistently here recently. Bradley Robinette surrendered a solo shot off the bat of Donnie Henkel, and UNCC strung together 3 additional singles after that to load up the bases. But Robinette bared down and managed to collect 2 more strikeouts to get out of the inning. So still a strong showing from him in the first despite the early run. As number 18, James Harris, will bat leadoff today for the Panthers. He's playing short and hitting .250 on the season. The first time he's found himself in the leadoff spot this spring. And he loves it up there, one of his more confident positions. And he said he was excited to bat leadoff today and try and be the rally starter for the Panthers. They would certainly love to see one here. They are down an early run. And a fastball away will even the count at 1-1. And another breaker away misses low. So 2-1. On the mound for UNCC is number 1, Logan Palmer. As he is behind early, the breaking balls have not found the zone. And it's 2-1. And that outside fastball won't catch the corner. So we'll go to 3-1, certainly where High Point wants to see their leadoff hitter, James Harris. He has been a potent bat in this lineup, and they'd love to see him get on base early. That outside fastball, a generous spot on the up and away corner. And James Harris will now do the 3-2. So Palmer will bear down, seeing if he can retire his first batter of the game. Here's the 3-2. And that fastball will miss outside and low. And James Harris will work a leadoff walk on 6 pitches. And that is pretty much textbook for what you want your leadoff hitter to do. Work a long count and then find his way on base. And that'll create a big opportunity for number 97, Alex Delario. The DH again today, the big lefty bat, batting .235 on the season, as he looks to make this inning into a rally. And that up and away breaker, close to that outside corner, but doesn't get the call. And Delario will go ahead 1-0. So the Panthers looking to collect another conference win, as James Harris takes off from first, and he won't even get a throw. The up and away breaker misses again for Palmer. It certainly looks like he's getting the spot he wants, but not the call. And Delario will go to 2-0, as James Harris got a great jump off Palmer, didn't even give him a look. And now a runner in scoring position for the DH, Alex Delario. A lefty hitter, he loves to crowd the plate. And certainly we have seen him quite often make these right-handers uncomfortable. Unable to find the zone. It's 3-0 now to Delario. He squares to bunt, pulls it back, and that inside fastball will find the corner. So definitely just a distraction tactic. My guess is Delario was taken all the way. Now back in the box, as he'll look for the 3-1 and an opportunity to drive in that run from second. James Harris is ready to run. And that inside fastball will find the zone again, high and tight. It finds a piece of the plate, and we'll do the 3-2. So the second hitter to go to a full count here for the Panthers. Palmer lost the first one to a walk. We'll see. He's definitely liked that outside breaking ball, but the catcher sets up in. And I bet it'll be another fastball here. Palmer steps off, but only for a second. He's right back on the mound, and Delario not back in the box yet, so Palmer will step off again. He certainly wanted to rush back in. Delario was already out of the box, and time was called. So we'll do the 3-2. That fastball shot to right field, and it's going to curl foul. Wow, that was hammered off the bat of Alex Delario, and would have certainly been a double if he could have kept it inside those white lines. He is ready for that inside fastball, and my guess is that might make Palmer think twice about going back in there. That ball was hit exceptionally hard, and most definitely would not have been playable for the right fielder, Sully Stevens, down there. It would have gotten into the corner. So we'll do the 3-2 again. Palmer goes with the outside breaker, chopped up the middle, right into Palmer's glove. He looks back, James Harris, and makes the easy throw to first, and UNCC's hyped up about that one, getting the chopper back to the mound and managing to stop any advance from James Harris. Palmer looked right his way after fielding it, and Harris did a good job getting back to the bag and making sure the runner in scoring position didn't get taken away. So he saves the RBI opportunity for catcher Dominic Aquino, batting .346 on the season, and definitely one of the best bats in this Panther lineup. As he looks to convert the RBI opportunity, he catches a curveball, lifted high to left field, looks well playable. And the left fielder will make the catch. The fake tag from James Harris garners a throw in to the cutoff man. And we'll have 2 down just like that. So the Panthers down 1 run here. We're certainly excited about getting their leadoff hitter into scoring position. But after a ground ball back to the pitcher and a fly ball to left, James Harris has been stranded right there. As Ryan Haskell, playing third base today, looks to change his fate. He's batting .292 on the season and has been a clutch hitter for these Panthers. We'll see what he has against Palmer, as Palmer will step off. He likes the quick step off. Steps off, gets right back on the rubber, and is ready to go again. The 0-0 pitch from Logan Palmer. Harris takes off for third, and a breaking ball misses low. Catcher couldn't corral it, and no throw once again. So 2 stolen bases here for Harris in the first, and it will make it that much easier to score him on a base hit. He certainly had the wheels to score from anywhere, But now all you need is one mistake from UNCC, and the Panthers will tie this game up. So here's the 1-0 pitch. And that breaker does find the zone. Palmer gets back on track and goes 1-1. That ball thrown back and mishandled by Palmer, but doesn't get away far enough for Harris. He took a couple strides down the line and thought about it. But most certainly, with one of your better bats at the plate, you don't want to get tagged out with his RBI opportunity on the table. So we'll do the 1-1. Palmer brings another breaking ball in, and Haskell fouls it off behind the plate. He certainly seemed to be a little off his timing out in front of that one. No doubt hunting the fastball here. And looking to shoot a line drive somewhere. Anything hard hit gives you the potential for, at worst, an error. That would score Harris from third. So here's the 1-2 pitch. Another breaking ball chopped up the middle past the glove of Palmer. The shortstop will come up and fire over to first. And a good dig out made by the first baseman, Brandon N. And UNCC will retire the Panthers. So an early threat from a runner in scoring position will not get converted. And it'll be a 1-0 lead for UNCC going into the second. So the Panthers will play defense here in the top of the second. Pitcher Bradley Robinette still on the mound. He's the Panthers' best this season, spotting an ERA of 2.613. And that ERA took a little bit of a hurting in the first as he gave up a solo shot off the bat of center fielder Donnie Hankel, but worked well out of a bases-loaded situation and certainly looking to give his skipper some length and work into this game. So a curveball away will find the early spot, 0-1. That has been Robinette's go-to. He's thrown the curveball just as much as he's thrown the fastball early in this one. So we'll see his 0-1 working ahead now as Robinette. Another curveball dotted in the same spot. He is showing some great command of that pitch early. And he has UNCC's leadoff in this one, Rylan Eckert, behind 0-2. Eckert looking to battle back. And 3 straight curveballs will sit him down. Robinette must have seen something we didn't and knew Eckert didn't want to swing at the curve. Eckert hit .333 against the Panthers in that doubleheader, but never took his bat off the shoulder in that one. And he will go down on 3 straight pitches. And Robinette back into the groove we saw him in against NC State. And no doubt you'd like to see that lights-out stuff to help the Panthers get back into this one. Only down 1 run early, and a lot of baseball left to be played. As that inside fastball will find the spot, and he's ahead 0-1 again. This is the 9-hole for UNCC. Vince T. I guess a couple of them have something against publishing their last names. He's playing left field today. Hit .500 against the Panthers in that doubleheader. As the curveball will miss low on the outside corner. And we'll go to 1-1. UNCC's dugout certainly loud here tonight. They're excited about that big 1 run they put up in the first inning. As Robinette brings back the 1-1 pitch. And that fastball shot to second base. A diving stop made by Drew Nagel, but he won't be able to make a throw. He did a good job just to lay out and keep that one in the infield. As the left fielder of UNCC will get aboard here. Robinette did a good job getting a ground ball, but it was still hit hard and up the middle. Drew Nagel couldn't come up in time to make a throw. So UNCC will have a runner on first, and they'll flip over the lineup to Dutch Hansen, the shortstop for UNCC today. As Robinette looking to work out of another inning here. So here's the 0-0 pitch. A tall breaker won't find the zone. And we'll see what Dutch Hansen has. He was the first batter to go down. Robinette retired the first batter he saw in the first. Ran into some trouble after that. A pick move over to first. And quickly back is the left fielder for UNCC. And no play over there. So behind 1-0. Robinette takes the mound again, looking to battle back. And see if he can't retire Dutch Hansen for the second time in a row. Runner takes off from first. A good throw from catcher Dominic Aquino and off the hop. Drew Nagel couldn't handle it and get a tag down. The throw seemed to beat the runner by a hair. But curling off that glove of Drew Nagel, no play at second. So that'll be a stolen base and now a runner in scoring position for UNCC. And on top of that, the breaking ball missed down and away. So Robinette's behind 2-0 to a top of the lineup that has proved potent early in this one. So we'll see the 2-0 pitch from Robinette. And that fastball shot high on the right side of the infield. Nathan Neubauer settled under it, called off at the last second by Drew Nagel, who will make the catch. Neubauer seemed a little lost under that one. And second baseman Drew Nagel came over to take the catch. Certainly seemed to have a better angle. And comes over at the last second, calls off Neubauer, who drops to the ground and lets Nagel make the catch. So a little bit of an ugly play, but 2 outs now for the Panthers. And they're looking to keep that runner stranded at second base with 2 outs now. And here comes Donnie Hankel. He loosed a ball over the left field wall to open the scoring in this one. A solo shot in the first inning. As Robinette goes to work against him again, a nice fastball on the outside black will get the call. And Robinette will be ahead 0-1 again. So Robinette peppering the zone early. He's gotten hit around a little bit, but certainly has been hitting his spots, and that outside fastball gets another call. So after 2 painted outside fastballs, he'll be ahead 2-0. It was that inside curveball that Hankel loosed a home run on. And so working him away in this at-bat. And another fastball will get the foul tip into the glove of catcher Dominic Aquino. And Robinette makes quick work of the batter who took him deep in the first inning. And we'll stay scoreless here in the top of the second. The Panthers down 1 run as we go to the bottom. Well, we're coming back here to baseball in the bottom of the second. It'll be 5-hole hitter Nathan Neubauer. He's playing first today, number 25. Batting .409 for the Panthers. He has the top average in the lineup, and they would certainly love to see a few hits out of him today. They are down 1 run early. Another 9-inning affair. there's a lot of baseball left to be played. And we'll see if Neubauer can provide some early fireworks. As a high and tight curveball will miss up. So the highest average on the team and definitely some power behind the plate as Neubauer will see his 1-0. And another breaking ball will miss high and tight and will go 2-0. Palmer working behind some control issues. He took 2 batters to full counts in the first and issued a walk to leadoff hitter James Harris as that fastball will miss out, and there's the 3-0. So Palmer looking to find the zone now again as he did manage to work out of a no-out runner on second base. And that 3-0 pitch will catch the outside corner. No doubt taken all the way was Neubauer. The Panthers would love to get a base runner on here early and see if they can get him around the bases. So a 3-1 hitter's count to Nathan Neubauer. And that fastball swung on, hit to center field. And an easy play. That ball was hit very hard off the bat of Nathan Neubauer, but right at center fielder Donnie Hankel. And it was no trouble. That wind actually almost carried it over him. He took one step too far in, but was still able to reach up and make the play. So no danger on that one for the Niners. But that will bring up 6-hole hitter Matt Healy. He's playing right field today. And a quick runner in this lineup. He's batting 130 on the season, but his OBP is what matters. He's at 417. Does a great job getting on base for the Panthers. As he'll see the 0-1. That one will miss down and in. So 2 fastballs early from Palmer. One of them caught the inside corner, one of them blown away. And Healy will be square at 1-1. He gets hit by pitch a lot, he walks a lot, and just manages to find a way on base. As that ball shot to right center, that's going to be down into the gap. And Healy, a quick base runner, is going to take the turn. Right fielder cuts it off and gets the throw in quickly to the second baseman, and Healy will turn back for first base. But a great early hit. Finds plenty of room in right center. And a great job by the right fielder, Sully Stevens. He cut that one off quickly and provided a very quick throw back into the second baseman. Wasn't very accurate, but all he needed was get it to the cutoff man to keep Healy at first. A very quick runner in Matt Healy over at first base, as that will bring up Drew Nagel, hitting in the 7th spot today and playing second. He's been a big power bat in this lineup, only batting 125, but we have certainly seen him hit some doubles very, very far, including one against NC State that one-hopped the wall to dead center, deepest part of this ballpark. As Matt Healy takes off from first, the throw down from the UNCC catcher will not be in time. One hop into the second baseman's glove. He made a good snag and a good tag, but no chance. Healy got a great jump, and he's got some wheels. Slid in easily safe, well ahead of the throw by Tommy Boast, the catcher for UNCC. So here's Drew Nagel, and we'll see what he can do about that runner in scoring position. As a fastball will miss out, and Nagel will now go 3-0. So a high and tight breaker missed, and now 2 straight fastballs down and away. And Nagel will be 3-0. And we'll see if he has the green light with a runner in scoring position. Wouldn't be too surprised if he gets a fastball to hit. And that fastball on the low and outside corner, Nagel might have thought it missed. Started to take a step to first. But there will be the call, and now 3-1 to a big power bat of Drew Nagel. And we'll see if he can do something about that runner on second base. As a chair move from Logan Palmer to chase Matt Healy back to second. No throw. He was back standing. Here's the 3-1 to Nagel, and he'll shoot it very deep down the right field line over the High Point bullpen. And we'll go to another full count. So this is the second time the Panthers have had a runner on second and less than 2 outs. You'd certainly love to see him get around here early. So the full count to Drew Nagel. A bender fought off well. Logan Palmer must have had some confidence in that pitch. He has not found the zone much with it early, but that one was well thrown, and a great job by Drew Nagel to fight off that low outside spot, as we'll do the full count pitch again. Here's Palmer. The outside fastball, that one won't catch the zone. A little bit farther out with that one, and it'll be a walk to Drew Nagel. As that will bring up number 15, Cody Gossert, playing left field today instead of Ryan Donaldson, who is not present at today's game. He got his first start in right field over the weekend against UNC Chapel Hill. Hit well, he's batting .500. was 1 for 2 with a walk, as the first breaking ball misses down and away. So Gossard getting his second start of the spring after having a good outing against UNC Chapel Hill, and finds himself in a big spot here. Runners on first and second, 1 out. And a big opportunity against UNCC's ace, Logan Palmer. He'll take another quick look to second base, but has yet to make a throw over there. Matt Healy not being crazy aggressive. As here's Palmer's 1-0. It'll be a fastball out. We saw this from Gossard on Sunday. He does not like to swing. He stays well within his zone. And a lot of those outside fastballs he is not going to chase. As there's the 2-0, will be another outside fastball that catches the corner. Gossard will stay in his zone until 2 strikes. He's not going to get beat by something he doesn't like. So Palmer will go back for the 2-1 as Gossard tries to come up in the big RBI opportunity. Shortstop creeping on Matt Healy, but here's the 2-1 pitch. A curveball chopped to third base. He'll take it the easy way to third and make the throw over to first, and Gossard will beat it out. So no double play there, but well fielded by the third baseman, Xander Burton. He took it on the big bounce, took it to third to retire Matt Healy, and made it a decently close play over at first base, but Gossard beat it out by a step or two. And that will continue the inning for 9-hole hitter Quinn DeWitt, playing center field today, batting .231 for the Panthers. He has certainly shown himself to be a tough out. He takes long at-bats and fouls off a lot of pitches. So here's the 0-0 from Palmer, and shot to right field. That's down the line. One hop to the right fielder. Nagel's going to get held at third. A strong throw in, cut off by the first baseman. And that is a number of baseballs hit to right field that have been well played by Sully Stevens. He took that one on a one hop and fired a laser in to the catcher. Cut off by first baseman, number 17, Brandon N. And he made a heck of a play over there to hold Nagel at third. Certainly looked like that might have been an RBI opportunity. Nagel not a slow runner by any means, but well fielded and right. And James Harris will come up with the bases loaded, 2 outs, the leadoff today. He will blitz a ball right at the shortstop, fielded on one hop, and thrown over to first. It looked like he was going to take it the easy way to second, but Quinn DeWitt managed to beat it over there. So he reverts to the throw to first. And another big threat for the Panthers. But no dice as they come up empty-handed with the bases loaded. And we'll go to the third, still down 1 run for your High Point Panthers. Well, we'll start the third inning here. Pitcher Bradley Robinette still on the mound. He made quick work of UNCC despite a one-out base runner that was able to move up to second on a stolen base. No danger for the Panthers in the second. It still stands at 1-0. The UNCC Niners lead it. And Bradley Robinette will stand in for his third inning of work. He's showing great command of his curveball and fastball as he'll face the 3-hole hitter Tommy Burton. That ball shot well foul down the third base line. So Tommy Boast He's doing the catching for UNCC today. And the Panthers have managed to collect 2 stolen bases on him. So, hoping to potentially make a difference with his bat. He has not been able to catch a runner yet. As the early foul ball will put him behind 0-1. And that one chopped to third. Ryan Haskell plays it on the big hop, makes a throw over to first. And they'll retire Tommy Boast easily. So another hot start for Bradley Robinette. 2 straight fastballs on that outer half. Garner a foul ball and a chopper to third base, easily fielded by Ryan Haskell, who makes a throw over to first. And there'll be 1 down for the Panthers here in the top of the third. If you missed it in the bottom of the second, the Panthers had a big scoring opportunity, including a 2-out single by Captain Quinn DeWitt with a runner on second, who was held up at third by a strong throw in from right fielder Sully Stevens. And then the bases loaded opportunity. James Harris got all over a fastball and just right at the shortstop. Hit hard, and no doubt 5 feet to the left or right. Would have been a 2-run single. Instead fielded up easily and retired the inning and left 3 runners on base. So now Bradley Robinette trying to get his bats up again. He's fallen behind 1-0. As that breaker outside doesn't find the zone, he'll be down 2-0 to the 4-hole hitter Xander Burton. Playing third base today, and we've seen him flash the leather a couple times, including in that first and second opportunity. Managed to get Matt Healy out at third on a ground ball, as that one's chopped to the left, an inside fastball. Chopped foul down the first base line. No play made by UNCC's first base coach. And Robinette will do the 2-1, looking to battle back from a little bit of a deficit against the 4-hole. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball right over the heart of the plate. And that was definitely a challenge there. One Burton did not rise to. No swing on the inside fastball. We'll go to 2-2. And we'll see if Robinette can retire 2 straight. That fastball garners a little check swing from Burton. Home plate umpire says no. And no appeal from catcher Dominic Aquino. So we'll go full. As Robinette looking to battle out of a 3-2 to the second batter he's faced here in the top of the third. So Burton's going to see the full count pitch. That ball blitzed to right field. Matt Healy on his horse. He's not going to get there. It's just over his glove and now bouncing off the wall. Burton on to second, looking to take the round, but a very strong throw in from Matt Healy. 1 hops the shortstop James Harris at second base. And that fastball was hit hard. Another challenge from Bradley Robinette. The first challenge fastball didn't even garner a swing. And that one got hit hard. Matt Healy had a great jump on it. And maybe just a couple of inches over his outstretched glove and 1 hop to the wall. He was all over it, but no play able to be made by the quick feet of Matt Healy. So that's a 1-out double by Xander Burton, which will bring up Sully Stevens. He's made some great plays in right field to keep runners from advancing. We saw a right center single from Matt Healy that he was hoping to stretch into a double, cut off by a strong throw in. And then the single to right with Drew Nagel on second base. He made a great throw into the plate that held Nagel at third and eventually kept him from scoring. So Robinette, a comebacker up the mound, 1 hop by Drew Nagel, who will make the throw over to first. So the 1-0 fastball tattooed up the middle just by the glove of pitcher Bradley Robinette, but Drew Nagel, who was over holding on the runner, managed to gather it on a 1 hop and make the easy throw over to first. However, they couldn't keep Xander Burton from advancing. He broke as soon as that ball was off the bat. If Robinette had been able to snag it, it would have been an easy double play. But instead, he moves up to third on the ground ball out. So 2 outs. And number 17, the first baseman for UNCC, Brandon N., was a big bat against the Panthers in the doubleheader the first time they played them. He bat .429. And he has a 2-out opportunity with a runner on third. He's behind 0-1 after taking a cutter to fastball. And Bradley Robinette's bender chopped to shortstop James Harris. He'll come up with it. Fire over to first, and the pick's not made by first baseman Nathan Neubauer. It gets by him to the High Point dugout. And no advance from the UNCC first baseman, but he will come up with an RBI as James Harris came up with that ball quite quickly on the 2-hop and had plenty of time to make a throw, and short-hopped first baseman Nathan Neubauer, who did not come up with the pick. And on the throwing error, UNCC will collect their second run. So Bradley Robinette, who looked to have worked out of it, will have to go to work against Stan Reed, the DH. He bats .714 against High Point, but was a strikeout victim to Bradley Robinette with the bases loaded back in the first inning, as the fastball misses out 1-0. And we'll see what Robinette's got for him now. And that fastball chopped down the right field line, going to be well foul, and it'll fall harmlessly over by the first base wall. Neubauer had a beat on it from first base, but nowhere close to that ball. It was well foul, and one-hopped the brick wall down the line. So battling back, it's 1-1 now, as Robinette comes back to the plate. It looked like he had a scoreless inning, but a late error with a runner on third will give UNCC a slightly bigger lead. Another well-thrown curveball from Robinette. He has certainly seemed sharp today. These UNCC hitters have been on it, but it has not been from a lack of effort by Bradley Robinette. He has not given them a ton to hit, and they have made the most of the challenge opportunities. That 1-2 curveball cut on and fouled into catcher Dominic Aquino. He's in some pain. It looks like it may have gotten by his glove and gotten him on the throwing hand, as he's a little shaken up. Staring down at that hand, he gives the umpire the thumbs up. So it looks like he'll be okay. He's a tough kid back there. Aquino certainly wanted to squeeze that one up, would have gotten him out of the inning, and takes that foul ball like a champ. As we're back to play, here's the 1-2 from Bradley Robinette. That fastball blitz to third base. It's going to get by third baseman Ryan Haskell. Over in the hole between third base and short, and it'll be another hit now. UNCC has collected 7 hits through 3 innings, and with all things considered, a credit to how well Bradley Robinette has thrown. He has shown confidence, and despite the 7 hits, only 2 runs for UNCC, despite the fact that one of those 7 hits is a home run. So Robinette has certainly worked well, and an untimely error has extended this inning after it looked like he was going to get out of it scoreless. So here's the 0-0. He'll miss with a fastball up. And the Panthers have definitely hurt themselves in this one, as a throwing error on shortstop James Harris got by the first baseman Nathan Neubauer and scored a second run for UNCC. So here's Robinette. That challenge fastball must have missed a little low. Certainly seemed well over the plate, but down, and will go to 2-0. So now a situation we haven't seen Robinette in much of tonight. He is behind 2-0 to a batter. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. They just need one good pitch. And that fastball fouled way back up here towards the press box, well into the stands, and it'll fall into the seats and up into the press box. A heck of a play made by High Point University's Brady Bauer. He fielded that ball on the 2-hop out of the seats, and he snagged that ball in the press box. So a little souvenir for Brady Bauer today to reward his effort bringing you guys these broadcasts. So we'll do the 2-1 from Bradley Robinette. That fastball chapped to shortstop James Harris. He'll come across, make the throw, and that pick is made by first baseman Nathan Neubauer. So that pick will get them out of the inning after 2 straight short hop throws from James Harris. And some frustration out of the Panthers. They're down 2 early, and we'll see if they can battle back in the bottom of the third. So we'll go back to baseball here in the bottom of the third. Bradley Robinette had 2 outs and a runner on third in the top of this inning. And a throwing error by shortstop James Harris extended the inning and cost Bradley Robinette quite a few more pitches as UNCC put up a second run. So it's 2-0 as DH Alex Delario will lead off the bottom of the third for the Panthers. He'll watch a breaking ball out. That caught some part of the plate, and he'll fall behind 0-1. Looked to certainly be a little down, but Logan Palmer gets the call, and that challenge fastball will miss out and up. So the Panthers getting out hit 7-2. But credit to Bradley Robinette, despite 7 hits, he's only given up 2 runs. And only one of those runs was earned after it looked like the Panthers were out of the inning. And a throwing error got by the first baseman, Nathan Neubauer, to make it a 2-0 lead for UNCC, whose pitcher Logan Palmer is now ahead 1-2 to Alex Delario. And he has been feeding off that outside breaker, catching the outside part of the plate. He just threw a third one. And Delario managed to fight it off. So number 97 hitting in the DH today. He is now battling down 1-2, as we'll see Palmer try and put him away. That fastball will miss up. I think it would be hard for Palmer to forget what happened last time he brought a fastball to the inside part of the plate against Delario. It was hit high and deep down the right field line and just curled foul. And that inside breaker, Delario may have leaned in a little bit, but no harm, no foul. That catches him on the hip, and he'll get out of the 2-2 jam with a hit by pitch that'll put him on first and bring up the 3-hole hitter, Dominic Aquino. Doing the catching behind the plate, he certainly gave us a scare as a foul tip last inning seemed to catch him on the throwing hand past his glove. But he seems fine as he comes up to hit again here with a runner on first. That breaker way up and in. And that was almost a second hit by pitch for Logan Palmer. He was certainly throwing them well to the DH Delario, but has not had superb control of that breaking ball. A lot of curveballs have missed high and tight to these righty hitters. That fastball blitzed by Dominic Aquino to left center. The center fielder on his horse back for it. He's not going to get there. That ball's going to one-hop the wall. Delario got a good jump. He's rounding third, and he's going to get held up. And he will get back to third safely. A late hold from the third base coach, Davis Shaner, as Delario had to scramble back to the bag as that ball was cut off by the shortstop. And it looked like there was a back pick opportunity, but Delario scurries back safely. And a big 2-out double off the bat of Dominic Aquino. He was all over that fastball. And despite the best efforts of center fielder Donnie Hankel, who was really on his horse to go get it, that one hopped the wall in one of the deepest parts of the field out in left center. And no chance for a play to be made. So that'll bring up Ryan Haskell with runners on second and third. And a big RBI spot potentially to level this game. We'll see the 0-0. It's another breaker. And Logan Palmer with a good curveball. Froze Ryan Haskell on the inner half and finds the plate to get him ahead 0-1. So the Panthers looking to battle back. They're down 2 runs, but have 2 runners in scoring position as Palmer doubles up on the inside curve and gets the call again. So with no outs and runners on second and third, Ryan Haskell finds himself in potentially the biggest spot the Panthers have had today. They've had a number of runners in scoring position and have been unable to convert. He takes a big hack at the inside fastball and comes up with nothing. So it'll be a strikeout for Logan Palmer in a spot he really needed it. A leadoff hit by pitch to the left-handed batter Alex Delario, followed by a fastball that was absolutely blitzed to left center, well over the head of center fielder Donnie Hankel. And now Nathan Neubauer, the best bat in this Panthers offense this spring. And they would certainly love for him to show it here. Runners on second and third and a big RBI opportunity as he chops a curveball deep into the 6-hole. The shortstop comes up with it and makes a long throw. Neubauer hustling up the line, but despite the slide deep in the hole between third and short, shortstop Dutch Hansen was able to come up and make the long throw over to first and beat Neubauer by a step. But Alex Delorio broke from third, and the Panthers get on the board 2-1, so that'll be an RBI for Nathan Neubauer. And now Matt Healy, who shot a single to right center in the second inning of this one, looks to bring home that second run and level this game. So Neubauer couldn't beat out the infield single, but does get the RBI in the form of Alex Delorio, as that ball was well into the gap and barely stopped on his slide by UNCC's shortstop. And both runners able to advance. Dominic Aquino scrambled up to third. Alex Delorio beat it out home. So now Matt Healy with 2 outs and a runner on third. He's ahead 2-0. And he'll chop one foul down the third base line. Matt Healy, a guy, as we've talked about so many times, gets on base a lot. And shot a well-hit single to right center. That looked like a double off the bat. But right fielder Sully Stevens, who has made some strong throws today, kept him at first to start the second inning. So the 2-1, and Palmer will miss down with a breaking ball, low and away. Certainly has not shown great command of that pitch. Hit left-handed batter Alex Delorio with it, and just has not found the zone much. But he has garnered some swings and gotten some choppy ground balls when he does find the zone. So we'll see what Matt Healy has here. 3-1 count, runner on third, 2 outs. And that challenge fastball misses down. So Healy does what he does best and gets on base. No doubt an opportunity to get 2 runners in scoring position for the big bat of Drew Nagel. Healy stole a base after that single in the second, which made his leadoff hit as good as a double. He got held on the initial hit, but took off a few pitches later and was well ahead of the throw down to second, as UNCC's catcher Tommy Bose jogs out to chat with his pitcher. No doubt they would love to hold on to this lead with 2 outs here. They just need one good sequence out of pitcher Logan Palmer, and they will find a way out of this jam. So runners at the corners, and Drew Nagel coming to the plate. He worked a long at-bat and a walk back in the second inning behind Matt Healy. So we'll see what he's got. Here's the 0-0 with 2 outs. No motion from Healy on first, and that breaker will miss again inside. So it's been a surprising pitch mix out of Logan Palmer. He seems to really only throw a fastball and a big loopy curve. And we'll see what he's got. 1-0. There's the fastball and a big cut by Drew Nagel. Comes up empty, so we'll go 1-1. He has loved the away spot with the fastball, and the few times he's brought it in, we've seen it hit hard. Once off the bat of Nathan Neubauer on a hard line out to the center fielder, and then by Dominic Aquino, who burned the center fielder on a double in the left center gap. And that breaker seemed to come over the heart of the plate but missed high. So Nagel will be ahead 2-1. And an advantage count to the big bat of the 7-hole hitter. And Healy still no motion on first, and that fastball runs in. And Nagel takes another big cut but misses. Fouls it back behind the catcher, and we'll go to 2-2. So 2s across the board, 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runners at the corners. The Panthers are down 2-1. And they would love to see. There's Matt Healy off from first, and a half swing by Nagel on the inside fastball. And he was unable to check up, so he'll get punched out on the inside fastball. The Panthers collect 1, an RBI off the bat of Nathan Neubauer. But that'll be all they get. They strand runners at first and third as we go to the 4th, still down a run. Well, we'll come to the top of the fourth as High Point pitcher Bradley Robinette climbs the mound for a fourth inning of work. The Panthers have surrendered 2 runs, only one of them earned, as the second run scored on a throwing error from James Harris. And Bradley starts his fourth inning of work with a strike on the low and away corner. He has commanded that fastball well, and he'll get ahead 0-1. The leadoff this inning is the bottom of the order, the left fielder for UNCC. He was squared to bunt, pulled it back, and watched the strike on the lower corner. And another beautiful breaking ball. Bradley Robinette must have been high, because it was certainly right down the middle. So he'll miss up with the bender and go to 1-1. And Bradley Robinette's 1-1 pitch. Here's a fastball shot to right field, and a hop by Drew Nagel will corral the line drive. He loves to play in that deep second base spot, and it certainly helped him there with his heels on the outfield grass. He just took a little jump and snagged that ball out of the air. And the first batter will be retired. No doubt a rough feeling for Vince T., the left fielder for UNCC. He was all over that fastball and hit it hard to right field. But Drew Nagel will cut it off and garner an out to start this fourth inning. So Robinette's back to work with the 0-0. And the breaker just barely misses leadoff hitter Dutch Hansen. He's playing shortstop today, hasn't been very productive. Was Bradley Robinette's first out of this game, as he's behind him 1-0 now. And the challenge fastball misses up and out, so he'll fall behind 2-0. Bradley Robinette has fallen behind in a few counts, but not really surrendered any walks. It's been the bats of UNCC getting it done. And, of course, as I say that, he'll fall behind 3-0 as the fastball misses low. So he's got a little bit of a hill to climb to battle back into this at-bat. 7 hits for UNCC early. Only 2 runs and only 1 of them earned. It's been an interesting outing for the Panthers so far. That fastball will be spiked. And I'll have to claim that one as a bit of an announcer's jinx. I certainly brought up how he loves to battle back. And he'll issue a 4-pitch walk to the leadoff hitter, Dutch Hansen. So he'll have 1 aboard with 1 out. And certainly that one feels a bit like my fault. So we'll go to the 2-hole, Donnie Henkel. You'll no doubt remember the name. He's the one who loosed a ball over the left field wall to start this game off a curveball by Bradley Robinette. He then went down on a strikeout of 3 straight fastballs in the outer half. And, of course, that's exactly what Bradley Robinette goes back to. That fastball away. Henkel has been on the inside pitch, but struck out on 3 outside fastballs, and now has taken another one to fall behind 0-1. As a pickoff move to first, nothing really doing over there. Just wanted to check on that runner. Robinette no doubt frustrated at issuing a walk after he has been so sharp today. So he's ahead of Henkel, the center fielder for UNCC today. And we'll see the 0-1 pitch. Runner takes off from first. Dominic Aquino, good throw down. And on the 1-hop, Dutch Hansen will be safe. Didn't look like Aquino got everything behind that one. Took a hop just a couple of feet after the pitcher's mound. And came in a little late to the glove of Drew Nagel. It was right on the bag, though. And made it a close play. Dutch Hansen, a good slide to the outer half of that bag. And he'll be in there safe. So now a runner in scoring position to the power bat of Donnie Henkel. 1 out now. Runner at second. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Robinette. Curveball back inside. And Henkel's eyes got pretty big. He took a big hack at that one. But came up with nothing. And we'll go 1-2. So no doubt looking to retire this batter and work out of another runner in scoring position. So here's Robinette. And that outside fastball gets the swing. Henkel clearly frustrated. He looks back in the mound. After a great start to the day, he has been beat twice now by Robinette, as the home run was followed by 2 strikeouts, both coming on outside fastballs, getting the chase swing. So Robinette has 2 outs now with the runner on second, and another chance to work out of a scoring opportunity for UNCC. The 0-0 pitch. Hansen takes off for third. The throw down is not going to be in time. Robinette did not mix his looks, and Hansen got a great jump and was 3 or 4 steps down the second base line before Robinette even delivered. And a much stronger throw from catcher Dominic Aquino there, right to the glove of third baseman Ryan Haskell, but no chance to make a tag on that one. And that up fastball will start Robinette ahead 1-0. He's been no stranger to base runners here. As he delivers the 1-0 pitch, a curveball chopped down the third base line, well foul. And a good play made by UNCC's third base coach. There's the fundamentals. He got ahead of that chopper and fielded it, delivered it right back to Bradley Robinette on the mound. So Robinette has seen 7 base hits today and certainly a lot of runners on. He has been exceptional at keeping them from scoring. Only 1 earned run in this one. Out to third, Ryan Haskell backs up, takes it on the big hop. There's the throw over to first. And Nathan Neubauer in and out of the glove. And that one has gotten behind him to the High Point dugout. And that error looks like it may go on the first baseman. Didn't look like that throw bounced. Potentially in and out of the glove of Nathan Neubauer there at first. It was a bang-bang play, and he doesn't come up with it. So an eerily similar inning. It was just back in the third. Bradley Robinette had 2 outs and a runner on third, garnered a ground ball. That was followed with an error. And it will be the exact same thing this inning. 2 outs, runner on third. The Panthers make another error and let a third UNCC run score. So here in the top of the fourth, the Panthers are now down 3-1 as Bradley Robinette looks to work out of a 2-out base runner on first. He's behind 1-0 in this count as he delivers. And that fastball will miss out as well. So he'll fall behind 2-0. And no doubt some warranted frustration from Bradley Robinette on the mound. That is his 2nd straight inning in which he looked like he was going to work out of it. And an untimely error has cost the Panthers another run. So here's the 2-0. Swung on, fastball inside. Drew Nagel takes it the easy way to second base and flips it to shortstop James Harris for the easy out. And the Panthers will finally work out of that one. Only 1 earned run here for UNCC, but they have scored 2 runs off errors in back-to-back innings. And they find themselves with a 3-1 lead going into the bottom of the 4th. So the Panthers will come to bat in the bottom of the 4th. And they will start with number 15, the 8-hole Cody Gossert. This is only his 2nd start. He was 1 for 2 in his first game on Sunday. And today he has hit a ground ball. That was a fielder's choice. Got Matt Healy tagged out at third, but he beat out the throw to first to make sure it wasn't a double play. And that curveball way high and tight up near the helmet of Cody Gossard. He'll duck out of the way as Logan Palmer falls behind 1-0. So we'll see what Gossard does here. He's been an effective hitter so far, as that fastball runs high and tight, and he'll be ahead 2-0. So if you're just joining us, the Panthers have hurt themselves in this one. Earned runs-wise, it is a tie ball game, but 2 untimely errors have cost the Panthers 2 runs, as that fastball catches the outside corner and makes it a 2-1 count. Logan Palmer beginning to battle back. Back-to-back errors in back-to-back innings have cost the Panthers back-to-back runs. As the 2-1 fastball misses low and out, we'll go to 3-1. A good hitter's count for Cody Gossard, hoping to ignite a rally here, as the Panthers need to climb back in. 9-inning game today. Plenty of time, as Gossard takes a big cut at the outside fastball. Was a little out in front of it. It's a tapper down the third base line towards the UNCC dugout. So the score stands at 3-1. And the Panthers looking to climb back in after making 2 errors. Wow, that fastball a little bit off the outside edge, but a friendly call from the home plate umpire will garner Logan Palmer an early strikeout. That full count pitch definitely looked to be a little out, but he must have had a different view down there. And it will be the Panthers' first out on a looking K from Cody Gossard. So that'll bring up Captain Quinn DeWitt. He shot a base hit to right field in the 2nd inning on the first pitch fastball. It was unable to score Drew Nagel. Right fielder Sully Stevens brought in a strong throw. So with Drew Nagel on second base, he had to stay put there. The Panthers would not convert those runs. As Quinn DeWitt looks to be a leadoff here, he chops one up the middle, and Logan Palmer gloves it up and takes the easy way to first for the flip. No doubt if that ball could have gotten by, even if the second baseman or shortstop came over to make a play, Quinn DeWitt would have beat it out easily. But instead, a 2-hopper into the glove of starting pitcher Logan Palmer will be the 2nd out for the Panthers in the bottom of the 4th inning. So that'll turn over the lineup, and it'll be number 18, shortstop James Harris. He's been a good bat for them today. Worked a walk in the first. And then in that bases loaded situation, he shot a hard line drive at the shortstop. And unfortunately, just right at him. Would have been a 2 RBI hit if it had been a little to the right or left, but a 1-hopper to the shortstop ended the inning as the Panthers came up scoreless in the 2nd. They then added a run in the 3rd off the bat of Nathan Neubauer. And the score now stands at 3-1. 2 outs here. And James Harris ahead 2-0. As that fastball catches the outside corner. That is where Palmer has lived, battling back against these Panthers righty hitters. That fastball has stayed really far out and gotten a few friendly calls. As that 2-1 fastball runs inside in a big hack by James Harris. He certainly wanted to do some damage with that pitch as he fouls it straight back to the netting. And we're 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs as James Harris looks to start something late in the bottom of the 4th. That fastball hit up the middle, and that one will get by pitcher Logan Palmer. So 2 comebackers right to the mound. One of them fielded, but that second one on a line will get by Logan Palmer. And James Harris turns himself into a 2-out base runner. Well, that'll be the 4th hit off a Panthers bat today. They have garnered 1 run. UNCC has 3 runs, only 1 of them earned, as they have 7 hits and 2 errors by the Panthers have aided their offense. So it'll be number 97, Alex Delario. A curveball catches the inside corner. Harris took a few extra steps off first, but doesn't go. No doubt, catcher Tommy Boast ready for the steal. He's had 2 Panthers take bags on him early in this one. And we'll see if Harris can swipe another. He did so in the 1st inning. And a pickoff move by Logan Palmer. Not a supremely close play over at first, but he caught Harris leaning. And it was a quick dive back that got in under the glove of UNCC's first baseman. So Alex Delario with an 0-1 count, looking to provide some fireworks with 2 outs. That ball chopped up the middle. And 3 straight comebackers to Logan Palmer, and he fields 2 of them. A 1-hop right into the glove of Logan Palmer. He takes it the easy way to first. And the Panthers are held scoreless again here in the 1st, so the score will stay at 3-1. going into the 5th inning. Well, Bradley Robinette will take the mound again for his 5th inning of work. And he certainly has had a rough outing today. Not of his own accord, though. He surrendered a home run in the 1st inning and then has stayed sharp. The other 2 runs added by UNC came off a throwing error by shortstop James Harris and a fielding error by first baseman Nathan Neubauer. So no other earned runs as Robinette brings the 0-0. Blitzed hard to third and off the glove of third baseman Ryan Haskell. A little dribble into left field and a wide turn taken by leadoff hitter Sully Stevens. He has had a good day today. He's made some great throws in right to hold Panthers runners up and keep them from taking an extra bag. And now he blitzes a line drive to third base. And Ryan Haskell down there got a glove on it, but unable to block it up as it dribbles into left. And it'll be a leadoff single for number 20, Sullen Stevens. That'll bring up the first baseman for UNCC as that curveball runs inside, and Robinette will fall behind 1-0. Number 17, Brandon N., playing first for UNCC today. He's been one of their more potent bats as he takes a cut on a low and in fastball. And it'll even the count at 1-1. He had an RBI opportunity back in the 2nd, and Bradley Robinette struck him out, as he's done to quite a few batters today. So we'll see the 1-1 as the runner takes off from first. Throw by Dominic Aquino is nowhere close. And we've seen that quite often. These base runners getting some good jumps off Bradley Robinette, as Stevens certainly quicker than it would seem, but got a great jump off of first base. And Aquino had no chance to throw him out as he slid into second well ahead of the throw. So it'll be a runner in scoring position for UNCC with no outs. But a 1-2 count to this hitter, and a chair move by Bradley Robinette had Stevens fooled at first, but no throw back despite the late realization from Stevens at second. So this at bat, despite being down 1-2, has turned into an RBI opportunity for the first baseman from UNCC. And we'll see what Bradley Robinette can do. A fastball misses out, and it'll even the count at 2-2. So down 3 runs, the Panthers being out hit 8-4. As UNCC has a big opportunity to add more. A 2-2 count to their first baseman with a runner on second and nobody out. And that inside curveball is tapped down the first base line, and it is going to dribble foul. Robinette doing a good job to get over there and kill it foul. A little backspin may have brought that ball back in the field of play if it had been allowed to run further down that line. So a runner on second after the stolen base. And UNCC looking to add to their lead. They're ahead 2 runs here in the 5th inning. As Robinette has the 6th-hole hitter, 2-2. And he'll strike him out on an up-and-in fastball. The challenge fastball has been working well for Robinette early and has garnered a lot of his strikeouts. So he'll sit another hitter down there. And now the 7-hole, Stan Reed, the DH for UNCC, hit really well against them in the doubleheader a few weekends ago. He garnered .714 as his batting average for the series, but has not hit well tonight, has a strikeout and a ground out, as that curveball gets a big cut and a swing and a miss out of the DH. So Bradley Robinette quickly back to the mound. He's working efficiently. No doubt he wants to get out of this inning, erase that runner on second base, and get his boys back up to hit. So here's the 0-1. Another curveball gets another big swing and a miss. Stan Reed has not liked that pitch. He struck out earlier after watching 3 of them. And no doubt Robinette took note of that. He's going to stay on it. And I don't think anyone would be surprised to see a 3rd straight curveball here. A fastball up and in will challenge him, but it'll be a little too far up. And we'll go to 1-2. So with the runner on second, it'll be the bottom, the 7-8-9 of this UNCC lineup, trying to bring him in. Here's Robinette's 1-2, and that bender got him. Hit up near the helmet area of Stan Reed. And no doubt going back to that curveball that had garnered some ugly swings and just slipped up and in. So Stan Reed will wear one and trot down to first base. And that'll bring up the 8-hole hitter, Ryan Eckert, playing second base today. And Todd Murphy taking a walk out to the mound. Check on his pitcher, who no doubt wants to stay in and finish this one. He has had a frustrating day. 1 run of his doing, and 2 runs garnered through errors. Certainly been a frustrating day for Bradley Robinette out on the mound. But he's gotten through 4 innings of pretty sharp work. Despite 8 hits, only 1 earned run. And it's hard to complain about that. He has had runners on base every inning and has worked out scot-free, barring a few untimely fielding errors. And so it'll be just that. Todd Murphy walks back to the dugout while leaving his starter out there. And Bradley Robinette, 2 outs away from finishing what will almost undoubtedly be his last inning of work. But he would have given his boys some length, gone 5 innings, 1 earned run. Not a start to be complained about when you talk about your pitching staff. And he could hand this game to the pen, only down 2 runs. So Bradley Robinette, 0-0, will miss with a curveball out to Ryan Eckert. Eckert hit .333 against the Panthers in the series a few weekends ago, and they need his bat here. As the 1-0 coming from Bradley Robinette. That challenge fastball popped high to the right side. Looks playable, but no one will get there. Catcher Dominic Aquino sprinting hard after it. And even on the slide will come up a few feet short as it drops right next to the high point dugout, just short of the wall. So we'll go back. Bradley Robinette, the foul ball, evens the count at 1-1. We have 1 out. Runners on first and second, the bottom of the lineup coming up for UNCC. And it is 3-1 in the top of the 5th. Those runners take off. It's a double steal. Aquino tries to go to third and was impeded by the batter. The umpire will say that the batter didn't step out, but it certainly looks like he took a step back right into the throwing lane of catcher Dominic Aquino. And no complaint out of the high point dugout or catcher, but it certainly seemed like Aquino was kept from shooting that ball to third base by Rylan Eckert stepping out. And that curveball from Bradley Robinette shot foul into the high point bullpen. So quite an interesting play there. The home plate umpire said that Rylan held his spot in the box, but it certainly seemed like he impeded the throwing ability of catcher Dominic Aquino, but no doubt meaningless now. It'll be a double steal, runners on second and third, and still only one out, and that's going to be a fly ball shot to center field, and it's going to fall in. Center fielder Quinn DeWitt makes a strong throw to third, and avoiding the tag is number 5, Stan Reed. He'll come into third, so both runners ready to tag up, but that ball falls in center field. The infield was in, and the outfield didn't want anything getting behind them. Tried to prevent the big play, and it just fell too quickly in between second base and center field. So that'll add another run for UNCC as their left fielder comes up. The 9-hole hitter today has hit well against High Point in the past. And now he looks to deliver with runners at the corners. Wouldn't be surprised to see some motion out of number 11, Rylan Eckert, over on first. As UNCC has been aggressive on the base pass today, they've gotten some good jumps off of Panthers starting pitcher Bradley Robinette, and they have stolen a lot of bases, including a double steal moments ago. That set up that run-scoring opportunity that has made this game 4-1. So Robinette readies with the 1-0, and there goes Rylan Eckert from first. And that ball's absolutely mashed well over the head of all the outfielders. Eckert's rounding third, and that ball has bounced over the wall. We'll see where the umpire places Eckert. He's making the argument that he had stolen second and should be awarded home, but they will leave him at third base after the ground rule double. That may be the hardest hit ball we've seen tonight, despite seeing one leave the yard to left field. That ball got well over the head of center fielder Quinn DeWitt in a hurry. And the 9-hole hitter playing left field for UNCC today absolutely blitzes a ball to left center that one hops over the wall. And just like that, it is 5-1 in favor of UNC Charlotte. So still one out, runners on second and third, and Dutch Hansen, the leadoff hitter, up now. The infield is in for High Point. They would like to limit any more damage from being done, but with one out, Hansen certainly knows a hard hit ball or a fly ball almost guarantees a run. And now we will see Todd Murphy, after letting the 1-0 pitch go by, he will trot out and relieve Bradley Robinette of the mound. So a little bit of a rough day for him here. He gave up a home run, and then his fielders did not back him up. 2 more unearned runs crossed the plate in the third and fourth before this 5th inning, in which he's gotten hit around pretty well. And in will trot Gavin Fry out of the High Point bullpen. The big lefty will be called upon to keep UNCC from scoring any more runs. And with runners on second and third and only one out, that is most certainly a tall order. So we'll see him warm up here and try and keep those runners on second and third right where they are. And we'll be back to play here soon, as Gavin Fry the tall lefty, number 24, will come out of the high point pen and try and limit the damage here. After we saw a ball that can only be described as absolutely mashed come off the bat of 9-hole hitter Vince T playing left field. He hit .500 against the Panthers in the past, and that makes a lot of sense as he sends a one-hopper over the wall for a ground rule double. Now runners stand at second and third, and Gavin Fry inherits a 1-0 count against leadoff hitter Dutch Hansen, number 8, playing shortstop for UNCC today. Gavin Fry, a 6.75 ERA early in the season here. He's seen a couple of relief outings, and no doubt the expectation is not as much to shut out UNCC here as just to limit the damage. Those runners on second and third. Keeping either one of them from scoring is going to be a tall order with only 1 out, as Gavin Fry deals 2 balls straight away and will be in a 3-0 count. He inherited a ball from Bradley Robinette's last pitch before he was pulled. And now Gavin Fry goes to work. 3-0, 1 out, and that fastball will find the plate. So we'll go to 3-1. And as scary as it is to admit, a great hitter's count to a great top of the lineup. Dutch Hansen has not hit well against the Panthers in the last series, only batted .167, but has certainly shown much more pop today from the top of this lineup. And that 3-1 fastball is cut on high and away. And he may have helped Gavin Fry out, as that ball looked a little up, but the eyes got big and he took a big swing at it. So we'll go full and see Gavin Fry's best. He's got room to put this runner over on first base, but also a strikeout opportunity to help limit the damage. And that fastball is shot down the right field line, falling quickly, and it's going to be foul. That would have been a dangerous spot. Hansen did a good job to get to that outside fastball and loop it to right. Right fielder Matt Healy was well away from that pitch as it dropped foul by just 3 or 4 feet. Had that one been fair, it would have gotten into the corner and scored 2 more. And High Point very lucky that that one curled foul. So now we'll do the 3-2 again as Fry looks to keep those runners right where they are. That 3-2 pitch shot by the first baseman Nathan Neubauer. 1 run will score. Matt Healy comes up firing and cut off by Nathan Neubauer at first. And it will hold that runner at third base. UNCC no doubt feeling no need to challenge as they are now ahead 6-1, and with only 1 out, there's plenty more opportunities to get that run in without a close play. Matt Healy fired it in strong. Would have no doubt been a bang-bang play at the plate for the UNCC left fielder who was tearing around third. He certainly didn't want to seem to stop, but nevertheless they hold him up. And they've got runners at the corners with only 1 out for number 9, Donnie Hankel. He's playing center field. He hit that home run back in the first inning and since then has struck out twice to Bradley Robinette. We'll see what he has here as Fry brings a lefty pickoff move over to first. Dutch Hansen was back well in time. He saw it right away. And no doubt the Panthers want to keep him from getting into motion. UNCC has stolen a lot of bags today. And no doubt we'll probably want to move that runner up to second as he'll go on the second pitch. And Aquino throws that ball right back to the mound. A bit of chaos on that play. Hansen went first move, seemingly confident that Fry wouldn't throw over twice. He went first move, no chance to get him. Donnie Hankel had squared to bunt, pulls that back. And then Aquino stands up on the high fastball and fires it right back to Gavin Fry. No movement from the runner at third. So now second and third again, and that ball's blitzed up the middle. It's going to get down in front of center fielder Quinn DeWitt. And they're going to send Hankel to the plate. And the throw cut by Nathan Neubauer and then thrown into the plate. One hops catcher Dominic Aquino well late and not even fielded off the glove. And this inning has gone from bad to worse as Fry comes in trying to limit the damage and is now surrendered 3 more runs. So it'll be 8-1, still only 1 out, and a runner on first for UNCC. They have strung together quite a few hits now, and they are now out hitting the Panthers 12-4. Combine that with 2 untimely errors, and you'll figure out why they have 8 runs of offense in this one. So the score stands at 8-1. Gavin Fry, number 24, in on the mound. He's given up 2 consecutive hits. And this one shot to second base. Drew Nagel, opportunity for a double play. He will pump to second, not throw it, and go over to first to get 1. So no doubt Nagel maybe thought James Harris wasn't quite up and ready to field that one. And with this long inning, getting longer by the minute, he wanted to make sure they got an out and takes it over to first base. So we'll have 2 outs, but that runner will move up to second base. That'll be Donnie Hankel standing there. He has certainly had a good day for Charlotte as he just drove in 2 runs a moment ago. And Tommy Bost rounding out moves him up to second. So a 2-out RBI opportunity for the 4-hole hitter Xander Burton. He has shown some power today. And certainly a strong swing. He's blitzed a few by into that right field gap. And he had a liner snagged by Drew Nagel earlier in this one as he got ahead of a fastball. So the 1-0 coming from Gavin Fry will be chopped to the right side, well foul, off the netting of the High Point dugout. And we'll go to 1-1 as Fry gets the foul ball. So Xander Burton stands in with a 1-1 count, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 5th. And he has an RBI opportunity. He takes an ugly cut at that low and away off speed. He was way out in front and he knew it. Tried to check up, but to no avail. And we'll go to 1-2. So Fry finally with a left-on-left matchup looks to take advantage and get the Panthers out of this inning. They have had a rough go of it here as they have given up 5 runs. And unlike previous innings, all of those runs have been earned. We have seen UNCC hit it around, including a double that hopped over the wall and several singles that fell in front of center fielder Quinn DeWitt. So 5 runs already scored, 2-out RBI opportunity as center fielder Donnie Hankel stands at second base. And 4-hole hitter playing third is Xander Burton, looking to bring him in. He watched an off-speed met down and away. Fry doubled up on the pitch that got an ugly swing just a moment ago. And he'll bring the 2-2 home now. And that fastball on the outside corner will get the call. Burton didn't like it one bit. But regardless, that'll be a strikeout from Gavin Fry to finally end this inning for the Panthers. UNCC spots 5 runs, and now the Panthers, halfway through this ball game, are down 8-1. They'll look to turn that around in the bottom of the 5th. Well, the Panthers come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th, and they are in need of some offense. They'll be led off by catcher Dominic Aquino. He stands in for his 3rd at-bat today. In his 2nd, we saw him hit a fastball really hard into that left center gap and one-hop the wall for a double. And I'm sure the Panthers could think of no better start. They're down 7 runs here in the 5th inning. That curveball is going to get the outside spot call. That looked to be out by a good bit as the curveball broke away from catcher Dominic Aquino, but he'll get the call and go down 0-1. So Palmer looks to make quick work again as he brings that curveball inside and gets a foul tip from the High Point catcher. So that's a tough start to the at-bat. Gets a rough call on the outer edge and has to fight off an inside curveball. And just like that, the catcher's down 0-2 as Palmer readies on the mound. And that curveball gets another call. I'll tell you what, that one certainly seemed to be out by a good bit. But the home plate umpire gives Palmer 2 curveballs on the outer half. And maybe a great frame job from Tommy Boast behind the plate. Can't quite figure out where that pitch was, but no doubt must have been close enough as Dominic Aquino goes down on 3 pitches. And now Ryan Haskell comes up, another away curveball. No doubt Palmer wants to take advantage of that spot while it's there. Some would call that pitch unhittable. As here comes Ryan Haskell. He swings at that curveball, chops it to the shortstop. He comes up with it easily, makes a throw over to first. And that's just about as efficient as you can be. A 3-pitch strikeout and a 2-pitch ground out. Logan Palmer is 5 pitches into the bottom of this 5th inning, and he's retired 2 Panthers hitters. So that'll bring up the 5-hole hitter, Nathan Neubauer. And no doubt a big opportunity for him to make up for that error in the 4th inning that brought home another UNCC run. Not the worst of the Panthers' troubles today, but certainly hasn't aided the cause, as another outside breaking ball gets that call, and it looks like the Panthers are going to have to make an adjustment because that pitch is well out, but has consistently found the spot for this home plate umpire, so they're going to need to work on fouling that off, as Logan Palmer seems to quite understand the golden goose he has in that low and away curveball, and he's staying on it. That second one misses down and away, and we'll go 1-1. And that curveball comes back high and tight and misses up and in. So Neubauer, the first Panthers hitter to get ahead this inning. He'll be 2-1 as he looks to make a 2-out rally out of this bottom of the 5th. That fastball hit hard. The shortstop sliding stop up the middle, and it's going to get under his glove into center field. So it looks like it may have been a great play from the shortstop to end this inning, but instead it will be a hit for Nathan Neubauer. A great sliding effort by the shortstop, Dutch Hansen. But that ball had some eyes on it. It was hit hard up the middle, and he couldn't get a glove on it. So ground ball base hit to center field will bring up Matt Healy. He's had a great day at the plate today, and he'll chop a ground ball up the middle, scooped up by Dutch Hansen and taken right to second base, well ahead of the runner for High Point. And just like that, this inning will be over after the sole bright spot came in the form of a hit by Nathan Neubauer. So still being out hit 12-5. And down 7 runs, the Panthers will go to the 6th inning. So Southpaw Gavin Fry returns to the mound. Number 24 came out of the pen last inning for High Point and was unable to limit the damage as they put up 5 runs in that 5th inning. And they now look to grow that lead. As number 20, Sully Stevens, the right fielder who led off the 5th inning, will come up to lead off the 6th. He hit a sharp ground ball at third baseman Ryan Haskell that found its way into the outfield. And the first pitch for Gavin Fry will miss low and in. So he'll fall behind 1-0 in his first inning of solo work here in the top of the 6th. The big lefty pitcher A strong fastball. And quite an interesting arm angle for righty hitters. He stays very far on the left side of that rubber and brings an almost sidearm fastball across to get in on the hands of these righties and dart away from the lefty batters. So he'll bring the 1-1 after the foul ball, and that one's fouled off again way back and out of this stadium. So we'll go to 1-2. The Panthers would love a quick inning. Dugout's been pretty quiet. A bad recipe for baseball when you're losing by this much. It's very cold, and energy has bottomed out after giving up a 5 spot in what was previously a close game. It is now 8-1, and the Panthers running out of at-bats to battle back as that fastball is dotted up by Gavin Fry, and it looks like that outside spot goes both ways. It was given to pitcher Logan Palmer quite generously last inning, and Gavin Fry will find a similar spot with the fastball to sit down his first hitter here in the 6th. So that'll bring up the first baseman. Not had a great day at the plate today. He struck out several times, and he's looking to change that off the lefty, and he'll take a cut at an up and in fastball. And that has been the go-to pitch for these Panther pitchers. Bradley Robinette saw this first baseman, struck him out on 3 straight fastballs, and Gavin Fry gets ahead with 1 up and in. Here comes the 0-1. And that fastball is jam shot to second base. Drew Nagel coming on, and it'll be off his glove. So the Panthers pick up another error as Drew Nagel came charging hard, and no doubt some spin coming off the jam shot from the righty hitter. And it spun just off the forehand of second baseman Drew Nagel, and there will be no play at first as the Panthers now have 3 errors in this game today. That's been a trend in a couple of these last games. They've seen some big runs put up in innings where they couldn't back up their pitcher. As Gavin Fry deals another strike and starts ahead 0-1 to Stan Reed, who has not been a prolific batter here today, but got out of an 0-2 jam against Bradley Robinette as he loosed a curveball that hit him. Gavin Fry with a step off, but no throw over to first. It'll be the first baseman Brandon N down there. We haven't seen him on yet, but no doubt in keeping with the trend from UNCC today, he's looking to take a base. They've gotten some great jumps and have been stealing all over this Panthers defense. So Fry readies on the mound, but the batter has called time, and now Fry sees it. He'll step off. So it's Stan Reed, the DH. Been successful against High Point in the past, but only a hit by pitch to show for his efforts today. As Gavin Fry readies on the mound and brings home the left-handed delivery. No movement from that runner at first, and he finds that outside spot again with the fastball. And you'd certainly like to see him live there. Stan Reed has not done a ton of damage today, and you'd think a well-thrown challenge fastball on that outer half of the plate would set down another hitter on a strikeout for Fry. So he'll go in with the fastball, and that one's hit very hard to center field. Doesn't look like Quinn DeWitt's going to have a chance. Oh, he runs it down off the tip of his glove, and it will be a double for Stan Reed. Wow, that ball was hit high and deep and held up just enough. Quinn DeWitt managed to get a glove on it out there in center field, but not quite enough to haul it in. And credit to the wheels of captain center fielder Quinn DeWitt. It looked like he had no chance at that baseball and managed to make a play on it that held up the first baseman from UNCC. He was well around second base and saw Quinn DeWitt hustling hard after it and held up, which meant he wasn't able to take the big turn at third. And runners will hold at second and third. The High Point infield comes in again, as they certainly can't afford to give up any more runs here. Here comes Gavin Fry. He brings a fastball in and backs Rylan Eckert off the plate. The second baseman has been effective from the bottom of this lineup. UNCC has been getting hits up and down the order today. 13 in total, as that one's shot to second baseman Drew Nagel. He comes across and has a play at second base, and they're going to get him out. So Drew Nagel snags a line drive that looks like it was going to get into right field. And Stan Reed, the DH over at second, got caught sleeping as James Harris beats him back to the bag, and the throw from Drew Nagel garners a double play and one that the Panthers needed. They'll keep the deficit only at 7 as they come to hit in the bottom of the 6th. Well, it'll be Drew Nagel to lead it off. The 7-8-9 coming up for High Point here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And definitely a lot of time for some late inning heroics here, but you'd love to see it start now. The Panthers have 4 at-bats left in this 9-inning game, and they are currently down 8-1, getting out hit 13-5. So Drew Nagel looks to change that as he comes up to bat off a fresh UNCC pitcher. So the new arm out of the pen gets ahead 0-1 on Nagel. And he looks to make quick work of him as another curveball finds the zone, and Drew Nagel behind 0-2 in the 7-hole. Watches a curveball down and in. Down and away. And we'll go to 1-2. So the Panthers in desperate need of some offense. They have a 7-run lead to make back up, and 4 at-bats to do it. That curveball will miss in. And Nagel staying patient. It has been all breaking balls from this UNCC pitcher out of the pen. And he goes to a fastball and whips it way over into the lefty batter's box. So an easy take for Nagel, and after getting behind 0-2, he's battled all the way back to 3-2. And the Panthers starting to get loud at the prospect of a first pitch base runner. And that curveball will miss high, as Drew Nagel has issued a walk. He fell behind 0-2. And number 13, Aiden M., out of the UNCC pen. He'll throw 4 straight balls to give Drew Nagel the opportunity to get on base and bring up left fielder Cody Gossert. He'll watch a curveball in that finds the zone. So right back where he started is Aiden M. on the mound. And he'll throw over to first. Drew Nagel back easily. Not a huge lead over there. High Point hasn't been supremely aggressive on the base paths yet in this one, and certainly wouldn't want to get their first runner in a few innings thrown out as Cody Gossert takes a big hack at the away breaker. And he'll be behind 0-2. So the left fielder will have to dig out of an 0-2 rut if he wants to aid the Panthers' offense in the bottom of the 6th. Here comes the 0-2. That fastball away. Potentially an off-speed. Cody Gossert watched it. A tough call. That away spot has been there all night, and certainly not the adjustment that needed to be made. Quite candidly, I'm not sure that pitch caught much of the plate, but the spot has been there for both teams. And Cody Gossert watches one to strike out looking. So now Quinn DeWitt is up, and he'll watch a first pitch ball and get ahead 1-0. Panthers offense stymied in this one. The first 4 innings all featured runners in scoring position, and all of them except one were left on as Quinn DeWitt fights off a second pitch fastball to even the count at 1-1. Even some clutch situational hitting, most notably by Captain Quinn DeWitt. With runners on first and second, he shot a single to right field. But Drew Nagel, the runner on second, was held up at third by a strong throw from Sully Stevens, the right fielder. And Nagel would go on to be stranded at third base after the leadoff hitter James Harris hit a bullet right at the shortstop. So the 1-1 count to Quinn DeWitt. And he checks up on a fastball high and tight. And certainly no swing there, and doesn't get the call from the home plate umpire. So he'll be ahead 2-1. And now in control as he swings at a fastball shot right at the second baseman. He goes the easy way to short, and that's off the shortstop's glove. So the Panthers finally catch a break as a fielding error from the shortstop of UNCC. That's Dutch Hansen. The flip from second baseman Rylan Eckert went right off his glove and stays in the infield. No advance from either of the runners. But High Point certainly needed a break like that in the form of UNCC's first error. They're still 2 ahead of High Point, who's had 3 on the day. But James Harris will now come up with runners on first and second, and it definitely feels like the Panthers need to capitalize on this opportunity. They have had a lot of chances here today, but when that deficit grew to 7 runs, the lack of offense certainly started to feel oppressive out of the Panthers as that curveball runs in. So number 13 for UNCC has started off with 2 straight breakers to James Harris. One of them missing low, one of them missing well in. Almost got him. As Harris stands in the leadoff spot today, looking to help out his team. And another fastball finds that outer spot. Harris gives a nod down to his third base coach, Davis Shaner. They're certainly aware that that outer half is wide open for these pitchers. And that curveball runs high and tight. Harris watches it, no call. So we'll go to 3-1. And this certainly feels like the moment for High Point. Their dugout's starting to get a little loud as their leadoff hitter, James Harris, is in a 3-1 count with only 1 down and runners on first and second. This has definitely been one of the bigger opportunities in this game, and you'd love to see him hit something hard. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from UNCC's reliever, and that'll miss well out. So he'll issue a walk and bring up DH Alex Delario. Delario's been a great bat in the High Point offense so far this season, as UNCC's coach takes a trot out to the mound to check on his reliever. And now it feels certainly like a make-or-break moment for the Panthers. That 8-1 lead needs to be cut into right here and right now. It doesn't look like any sort of call to the pen. There's no one down warming up for UNCC. And with 7 runs worth of a lead, certainly no reason to be too concerned at the moment. But the big bat of Alex Delario stepping in. Most notably today, he got well out in front of a fastball from the starter Logan Palmer and put it about 300 feet to the 320 fence in right field on a line, and it was just foul. And boy, wouldn't you love to see him get a hold of one of those there in this spot. He's going to step into that lefty batter's box. The DH number 97, Alex Delario. Number 13, Aiden M. He'll be out of the windup now with the bases loaded. And only 1 out on the Panthers. Here comes the 0-0 pitch. Blitz by Delario right at the second baseman. He'll go to Hansen at short and bring it across to first, but Delario will have beat it out. So Hansen one-hops the first baseman, and a good pick made. But Delario beat it out by a step on the slow throw from shortstop Dutch Hansen. And it certainly felt like a tough moment. It looked like a double play was going to be turned. Instead, the Panthers scratch across another run. They'll make it 8-2. And that's a big moment. So after the error and then the failure to turn the double play, the Panthers now have runners at the corners, 2 outs, and Dominic Aquino stepping to the plate. He had a tough at-bat last time. Had 2 breaking balls called well out on him and was sat down on strikes in just 3 pitches. But a double earlier in this game, and you'd love to see that power here as another breaking ball misses inside. And Aquino will get ahead 2-0. A fastball challenge would be huge for the Panthers. They've got runners at the corners, 2 outs. One of the speediest runners in this offense, Quinn DeWitt at third. He will easily score on any single. As here comes the 2-0. Well up and in, almost hit catcher Dominic Aquino, and now most certainly a take situation. He's ahead 3-0. So a big spot still for the Panthers. It looks like UNCC was going to work out of it, but now they're in trouble once again as Aiden M. misses with another curveball and has loaded up the bases for 4-hole hitter Ryan Haskell. Sorry, substitution last inning has brought in a new hitter to third base. It'll be number 57. That is Graham White. He got his first appearance in that Sunday game against UNC Chapel Hill. Did a great job to work a walk and had a hard line out to the Chapel Hill center fielder. And certainly capable of hitting a ball hard. He'll see the 0-0 from Aiden M. well out. And the more important thing here is he has the ability to take a patient at bat. And that certainly matters here as Aiden M's issued several walks. And he'll miss with a second straight breaker. So Graham White's ahead 2-0. The new hitter in for Ryan Haskell. And a walk is good for a run in this spot as that fastball runs out again, but gets the call from home plate umpire. And will go 2-1. That pitch had some good two-seam run on it, and now Graham White stands in for the 2-1. That fastball finally low and out. Home plate umpire motions that it was just low, making sure everyone knows it was not out. So here comes Graham White. He'll see the 3-1. And that fastball's up and out. So the Panthers have gathered another run as number 13, Aiden M., brings in another base runner. And now a huge spot for first baseman Nathan Neubauer, number 25. He's had a bit of a tough game over at first. He made an error in the third that cost High Point a run and has seen several bad throws. He's worked hard to corral them as a bender misses high and tight. And it would certainly be a big relief to see him get a hold of something and clear the bases here, bring High Point right back into this game. So here's the 1-0 pitch. And a bender finds the inside corner this time. So Aiden M. has not been a high percentage fastball pitcher. It has been almost entirely curveballs out of the pen for him. As here comes the 1-1. And that's shot to the right side and not going to stay in play. It'll get into the High Point dugout. That one was a little concerning. If it had stayed in, first baseman for UNCC was well ranged over into foul territory and could have potentially made a play. But new life for the first baseman, Neubauer. He'll see the 1-2. And that curveball out gets the call again. And it's most certainly an unfortunate spot, but it has been there all night. And Nathan Neubauer sat down on strikes with the bases loaded. So the High Point Panthers managed to scratch across 2 runs, but UNCC salvages the big inning. And they'll stay ahead by 5 going into the 7th. So we're back to baseball in the 7th, and it'll be a fresh pitcher for High Point. And there's been a replacement at second base. That's number 2, Josh Zulte. Out there now at second for the Panthers. As UNCC will be led off by their 9-hole hitter, number 12, Vince T., playing left field today. And we saw him in the big inning in the 5th for UNCC absolutely blitz a ball to left center. He caught a fastball well off the arm of Bradley Robinette and hit a scorcher that one-hopped over the wall in dead center. So a replacement at second base in Josh Zulte, and a call to the pen in the form of power arm Johnny Mears, number 13. He was the great relief work pitcher against NC State, and he is out of the pen again here, trying to limit the damage and give High Point a way back into this game. They scratched across 2 runs last inning, and with 3 at-bats left, the deficit now stands at only 5. So a big opportunity for the Panthers to claw their way back into this one. And we'll see if Johnny Mears can keep the score right where it is. Here's his 2-1. That fastball up and in, and garners a huge swing from the UNCC left fielder. And he spun himself around going after that fastball, and now it's 2-2. Mears staying on him quickly, and that fastball shot to the shortstop. James Harris comes up with it on a bounce and makes the throw over to first, and he'll get the out on a bang-bang play. Harris picked up that ball on its 3rd hop and then lost the handle on it and picked it up off the ground and shot the throw over to first to beat the UNCC left fielder by a step. And Charlotte upset with the call, looking for some sort of appeal. But unfortunately, replay review is not in the club baseball budget, and he will be out. So he'll jog back to the dugout as that turns over the order, and shortstop Dutch Hansen, who made a crucial error last inning to extend it for the Panthers, back up again. Mears brings an inside fastball. Curveball. That doesn't quite have the break to drop into the zone, so he'll fall behind 1-0, and he'll go back in against the shortstop. Here's Johnny's 1-0 pitch. Another curveball high and tight, looking to drop it into the zone. And not quite enough break on that one either. So it'll be 2-0 now as Mears readies on the mound. And that fastball misses low and out. So he's behind 3-0 now. And he'll look to battle back against the second hitter he's faced in the form of UNCC's leadoff. So the 3-0 pitch is a fastball on that outside corner. And let me tell you, folks, it's a dangerous spot. Pretty much anything just off the plate is getting the call. And that fastball on the outer half, chopped to second base. Josh Zulte comes on, and he'll make his first play. So he charged that one hard, made a good glove play, and gets it into that throwing arm efficiently and shoots it quickly over to first baseman Nathan Neubauer to retire the second batter of the inning. So 2 close plays at first, 2 spectacular plays made by the middle infielders. One of them a replacement, Josh Zulte, over at second base. He makes a great glove work play. And the Panthers have found themselves with 2 efficient outs. So Johnny Mears readies on the mound. Here comes his 0-0. And this is to number 9, Donnie Henkel, the center fielder. He's been hot and cold today. Lifted a homer in the first inning, struck out twice before lifting another 2 RBI single. So definitely a big part of this UNCC offense. That's a high fly ball to right, and right fielder Matt Healy does a great job running it down. That ball definitely hit hard. That outside fastball from Johnny Mears lifted high and deep to right field, but hung up well enough for Matt Healy to run it down. And 3 up, 3 down for the Panthers after scratching across 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. They go to bottom 7 looking to add on and climb back into this game. Well, we are back to baseball here in the bottom of the 7th. And High Point will be led off by their on-base specialist, Matt Healy. Number 9, playing right field today. We just saw him run down quite a high and deep shot there to end the inning. And hopefully he had a chance to catch his breath before he steps in. He's had a good day at the plate today. Been on base twice as he looks to ignite this Panthers offense as the breaking ball finds the inside corner. Aiden M. has been almost an exclusively curveball pitcher out of the pen. He has only shown the fastball when he gets behind in the count. As Healy will see the 0-1, and that curveball chopped to the third baseman, charging hard. He'll come up with it, fire over to first, and the first hitter at the bottom of the 7th is retired. It was a good effort by Matt Healy, burning up the line. But third baseman Xander Burton made a great play and a strong throw to beat him by a few steps. So now we'll see Josh Zolte's first at bat. He came in to replace Drew Nagel at second base. And he has an opportunity to come in clutch here early for the Panthers. They added 2 last inning with 2 outs. So even with the early out in this inning, they're looking to scratch across a few runs of offense. That bender finds the inside of the plate again. And Zulte, no doubt, he'll need to stay in on that curveball. That's what Aiden M. has done best out of the pen. As he goes right back to it and gets a call well off the plate. And it has been there pretty consistently. Zolte's first at bat here. He'll have to adapt quick and fight off that outside pitch as that curveball runs in. And finally, one of them called the ball. So we'll go 1-2 as the Panthers, they scratched across 2 last inning and threw up a donut in the top of the 7th. They stand now with 5 more runs to gain. If they want to battle back into this game, they've got 2 2/3 at bats to do it. There's another curveball inside, swung on by Josh Zulte, and he'll be a strikeout victim to the bullpen arm number 13 from UNCC. So the first 2 hitters go down, and now it'll be another fresh batter for High Point in the bat of Colin Stuver. He has come in to replace left fielder Cody Gossert, who did not have his best day at the plate today. He worked 1 walk, but other than that was 0 for 2 with a very untimely strikeout during the rally in the 4th. So now Stuver will see what he can do against this breaking ball. And he'll lay down a bunt. Squared beautifully. The pitcher will come up with it, throw over to first, and it's a low pick made by the first baseman, but Colin Stuver beats it out, burning it up the line. And that may be exactly what the Panthers needed. Stuver laid down that bunt perfectly. The pitcher had to come well off the mound to make that play. And a little slip as he fielded it may have been all it took. He spiked it into the ground, and Stuver took advantage, beating that ball out by a half step and bringing up 9-hole hitter Quinn DeWitt with 2 outs. So the Panthers offense has been the definition of scrappy today. They have taken every opportunity they can get and are working hard to bring those runs across. As Quinn DeWitt, jam shot to left center field is going to fall. There's nobody there. Colin Stuver shoots up to second, thinks about third. But the center fielder comes in and makes a strong throw back into the shortstop. And the Panthers will work station to station so far, but with 2 outs, 2 straight hits for the Panthers. Yeah, and that's what they do best. They don't look at how many outs are on the scoreboard. They take good individual at-bats. And Colin Stuver and Quinn DeWitt, respectively, doing a great job of just handing it to the guy behind them to continue this rally. That guy in this situation will be leadoff hitter James Harris, one of the better bats in this Panthers offense. They need him now more than ever. And he'll catch a first pitch curveball inside, shot down the left field line, well foul, and into the batting cages down in left field. And let me tell you, he got all of that one. And that was certainly a dangerous swing from the leadoff hitter James Harris, the shortstop today. And that's certainly, if he could have kept that one in the field of play, may have left the park. As he'll now watch a curveball down and away and even it up 1-1. So that's what you love to see with runners on base. 2 very quick runners as well, Colin Stuver and Quinn DeWitt, 2 of the fastest outfielders on this team. As James Harris watches a breaker up and in. That almost got him, but we'll go 2-1. Now it'll be a foul tip. It looks like it was jammed in on Harris's hands, and it'll foul off the bottom of the bat And so he'll fall behind 1-2. Now even 2-2 as the fastball misses away. So that ball got the handle of James Harris's bat. And now he'll be in an even 2-2 count. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. He'll get ahead of a curveball, shoot it down the third base line, foul. So A&M most definitely struggling with the approach against James Harris here. He has loved that inside bender on the righties, but Harris has been well ready for it. He shot a high, deep fly to left, and then an absolute bullet just foul by third base. So we'll see what he's got 2-2. He goes that bender in again and almost gets Harris. He ducks out of the way as that one runs in by his ear. So it'll be a full count. Score stands at 8-3. The Panthers in need of 5 runs here late. They have runners on first and second, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. And leadoff hitter James Harris looking to extend this inning for the Panthers. Runners in motion, and that ball runs in as Harris works a walk. He was looking for that inside spot, and he didn't get it. Missed in with that curveball. And now the Panthers, they have seemed to find themselves here quite often. The 3rd time they've had the bases loaded and 2 outs. Last inning, unable to convert. He scratched across 2 runs early, but the 2-out opportunities did not come in clutch. And now it'll be DH Alex Delario, a dangerous left-handed bat. We've seen some great ABs from him today. He had an RBI earlier when he chopped a ball to the second baseman, scored a runner from third as he beat out the double play and managed to earn that run from the late throw from the shortstop. So here he is 0-0, and he'll watch a breaker into the outside corner and fall behind 0-1. A&M almost exclusively curveballs, and no better opportunity to throw them than to try and jam the DH Alex Delario. A fastball up the middle, off the foot of the pitcher of UNCC, and there will be no play. So the Panthers have managed to scratch across another run, and they have cut the deficit to only 4 runs now, as that is a huge at-bat from DH Alex Delario. He blitzed one up the middle, and on 2 hops, it hit off the foot of relief pitcher number 13 for Charlotte. And as the coach trots out again, he'll be taking the ball from him here after only 1.2 innings of work. And a new pitcher will be trotting in from the dugout. He's been warming in the pen for a while and was ready to go. It'll be number 18 of UNCC, looking to work out of a 2-out, bases-loaded jam. And if you had to describe this game for the Panthers offense, I think you'd start with 1 hit away. They've had several opportunities with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Now the 3rd time they've had bases-loaded 2 outs. And Alex Delario, the freshman DH, did a great job coming through, hitting a ball off the pitcher and scoring the first run. But it'll be number 44, Dominic Aquino, one of the most prolific hitters in this High Point lineup, catching today. And he will have his opportunity with 2 outs and the bases loaded to really do some damage. Anything hit hard in the gaps could score 2 or even 3 and make that comeback all the more realistic. And if you're a Panthers fan just joining us, you've caught it at a good time. The Panthers gave up 8 runs through the first 5 innings, but they've tossed 2 scoreless now and put up 3 runs in those 2 innings. So the battle back is on. And with 2 at-bats left, including this 2-out at-bat for Dominic Aquino, they have a big opportunity to really climb back into this game. So now we'll see what may be the breaking point in this one. Dominic Aquino stands in and sees the 0-0. It'll be a breaker that'll miss inside. And certainly you'd love to see a reliever come in with a shaky arm for UNCC, number 18 on the mound now. And he has fallen behind 1-0 to High Point Panthers catcher, number 44, Dominic Aquino. Here comes the 1-0. And that'll miss down, so ahead 2-0. And if you're the Panthers, I'm not sure you can ask for a better spot. They've got bases loaded, 2 outs. But one of the best hitters in this lineup, who's already loosed a double to the wall today, is ahead 2-0 in a perfect fastball count. We'll see it here. And that fastball catches a good piece of the plate. And Aquino watches to go to 2-1. So some speedy runners on. Quinn DeWitt, the fastest runner in this lineup on third base. And James Harris, the shortstop on second. A base hit would almost definitely push across 2 and cut this deficit in half. So here's the 2-1 to Aquino. He chops it to third base and fielded easily by the third baseman there. And James Harris hustling hard to try and beat him over to third, but he won't do it. So Xander Burton, the third baseman, ends the inning swallowing up the ground ball from Dominic Aquino and beating James Harris over to third. So we'll go to the 8th, but the Panthers have scratched across 3 and look for another scoreless inning as the score stands at 8-4. So Johnny Mears, the pitcher out of the pen for High Point, will look for his second inning of shutout work. He came in the 7th and shut down this UNCC lineup, and it was much needed by the Panthers as they have scratched across 3 runs and taken the score from 8-1 to 8-4, and certainly given themselves a chance down the stretch. 4 innings more than doable with 2 at-bats left. And there's some sort of conversation going on between the High Point coaching staff and the coaching representative from UNCC. They have the 2 umpires pulled in. Potentially a lineup discrepancy would be my guess. And maybe UNCC batting out of order or something along those lines. It seems to be quite a emphatic conversation. Both umpires and all 3 coaches leaned in, clearly looking at something and not exactly sure what it is. So Johnny Mears will continue to warm and keep that arm hot. It's a cold night, and no doubt he needs to stay warm up there on the mound and keep his stuff sharp, as any hope of climbing in to this game in the late stages starts with no more runs. Any more offense from UNCC would most likely be a nail in the coffin. It has been a slog for High Point to climb back into this one. And this 4-run deficit, pretty much the best situation they found themselves in today. That lead has never been less than 7 runs up until the 7th inning. So now something going on. UNCC making some changes. Their coach has walked back, barking some orders at the dugout. And clearly some confusion. The umpires are still working with High Point's coaching staff to try and figure out what exactly is going on. It's number 2, the catcher Tommy Boast, that stands in currently, taking a few warm-up hacks, looking like he's going to lead this inning off. And High Point not exactly clear on what was going on there. Potentially, if I had offered a few thoughts, it would either be UNCC batting out of order, or maybe the number 18 pitcher we saw last inning was not a rostered member of Charlotte's team. As now the infield is in, talking to High Point coach Cam Hall. He's having a conversation with them. Johnny Mears just continuing to warm on the mound, keeping that arm hot. And now the UNCC hitters finally walking up to the plate, and the umpire motions for play to continue. And now the home plate umpire having a conversation with some of the UNCC batters. So hopefully we'll be able to figure out what's going on soon, but clearly something going on. All of High Point's infielders are in talking to assistant coach Cam Hall. And we're trying to work out exactly what's happening. Yeah, so as I suspected, folks, it was number 18, pitcher out of the pen. It makes sense why we couldn't find his name. He is not on UNCC's roster, which makes an interesting dilemma for the umpires. And I wonder exactly how the umpires plan to resolve that. No doubt, the ruling pretty clear. An NCBA unrostered player cannot participate in these games. So it puts a big question mark on the end of that inning as he came in relief and got the last out. It appears we're going to go back to play with the top of the 8th. But we wait an exact decision from these umpires. And truth be told, folks, I'm not exactly sure what you do, barring allowing Aquino another at-bat with a rostered hitter, or a rostered pitcher facing him. And you'd have to load back up the bases and essentially replay his 2-out at-bat in the bottom of the last inning. And that certainly seems like a lot of effort. So we'll see exactly. These umpires now having an in-depth conversation. And UNCC seeming to realize that they are in some trouble. There's some frustration going on in that dugout. Most certainly that pitcher will not be allowed to continue in this game. And we're scouring the rule sheet, seeing exactly what the precedent is here. I'm not sure there's much. And the umpire is looking to get back to play. So my guess would be a formality in the form of an ejection for that player. And UNCC will have to field a different pitcher going forward. Of course, it would have been a prime opportunity had that discrepancy been noticed a little earlier. High Point could have put them in a jam, having to pull their pitcher off the mound with the bases loaded. But instead, it looks like he will just be unable to continue in this game, and we will go back to play in the top of the 8th. Leading off for UNCC will be catcher Tommy Boast. He'll face Johnny Mears out of the pen, who's worked well. And looking to shut down this lineup again. So certainly an interesting situation. If you've seen nothing else today, you've seen an unrostered man take the mound and pitch just for fun. So here's Johnny Mears as he looks for a second inning of shutout work. As he'll miss out with a fastball and then high with a bender and fall behind 2-0. So he certainly had an interesting warm-up. He was doing everything he could to stay loose on the mound, and now he's got a batter in there. He's behind 2-0. And that fastball hit high to center field. Quinn DeWitt backing up, but it looks like he's got it beat, and he does. So backpedaling quite far, but making the play quite easily is center fielder Quinn DeWitt. And Johnny Mears will retire the first batter in the 8th. So just to bar any confusion, the bottom of that 7th inning saw UNCC pitcher number 18 take the mound, a pitcher not registered with the NCBA, and who will most likely be unable to continue in this game. UNCC now has several guys down warming in their pen, and they'll most likely have to go to another arm out of the pen. But the bottom of the 7th inning, 1-out work from him will stand as the Panthers scratched across one more run. Certainly it would have been a more fun experience to have them load back up the bases and give Dominic Aquino another chance to drive in those runs. But instead, here we are in the top of the 8th as Mears goes to 1-1 on his second batter face this inning. So he's looking to shut them out again, and the Panthers still ample opportunity, as now at the bare minimum, UNCC will have to find another arm out of their pen. Mears, that ball shot to second, and a leaping catch by James Harris at short. That line drive was shot to left center, and James Harris got up. He made a leaping catch and fell flat back on his stomach, but a heck of a play made there. And UNCC, despite the hard hit ball, will have 2 down as Johnny Mears looks to retire them in order again. The man who stands in his way will be number 20, Sully Stevens, who's had a great game today in right field. Hit a couple of balls very hard, including one that was shot at the third baseman at the time, Ryan Haskell, and off his glove into left field. So now Johnny Mears falls behind 1-0, and a big challenge fastball gets a big cut, and a swing and a miss. So we'll go to 1-1 as Mears looks to shut down this UNCC lineup, and the Panthers with every reason to be fired up late in this one as they look to make the end of this game interesting. So Mears ready with some tempo here. Here comes the 1-1, and that fastball fouled in the mitt of catcher Dominic Aquino. And Mears is ready to go. He's back on that mound. Stevens taking his time getting into the box, but Johnny Mears certainly with a presence. He is staring down the catcher's glove already in the windup. And here he goes, the 1-2 pitch, no doubt ready to challenge him. And that third straight fastball shot past the third baseman, Graham White, in between short and third. And Stevens probably knew a fastball was coming there, and he jumped all over it. Johnny Mears getting some jeers from the UNCC dugout. He certainly was hoping to retire Stevens there, and instead it'll be a 2-out single. No danger here still for High Point. Brandon N., the first baseman for UNCC, he has not had a good day at the plate today. He's been waved a number of times and has not really put a ball in play. So here's Johnny Mears coming after him, as the UNCC dugout certainly fired up. And they're letting Mears hear it on the mound. So here comes the 1-0. And that fastball catches the outside corner. We'll go to 1-1. And Mears certainly with some extra added motivation. And he drops a beautiful curveball in on the inside corner. And we'll take this at bat to 1-2. That dugout is certainly letting him hear it. Referencing the classic Johnny Mears velo grunt, as he'll go to 1-2 and looking to finish off his fourth hitter. And that ball will miss down and away. And the runner took off from first base. And I wasn't sure we were going to see a throw as no one stepped over to cover. And Dom Aquino let one loose, and Josh Zulte came over late to field the throw, but no chance to get that hitter. He had a great jump. And Mears will focus home with the 2-2. And that fastball will miss high. So now we've got a full count. What looked like it was going to be a quick inning has now turned into a full count to the UNCC first baseman with 2 outs and a runner on second. And we'll see if Johnny Mears can work out of it. Here comes his 3-2. And that ran in and got him. And no doubt one of the harder fastballs Johnny Mears has thrown. That one had to sting. So Brandon N. catches a break. The first baseman from UNCC has had quite an abysmal day at the plate with a number of strikeouts, but he works back into that count and ends up paying for it with a hard fastball, catching him on the shoulder. And now Todd Murphy's going to trot out to the mound, try and calm his pitcher down. No doubt pretty amped up from the antics going on in the UNCC dugout, as Charlotte is letting him hear it. And now he'll take a deep breath and try and get that last out of this inning. So as suspected, it'll just be a friendly conversation. And Johnny Mears will go back to work, trying to get the last out of this inning and give his team the momentum. They have scored 3 runs unanswered. And while the deficit still stands at 4, you'd love to see them work back in as Mears starts with a breaking ball away that will miss. And he'll go behind 1-0. This is the DH Stan Reed, who had a quiet day at the plate until he lifted a double over the head of center fielder Quinn DeWitt, who almost ran it down and just missed a snow cone grab. Out there in center, it ended up a double. And then Stan Reed was caught sleeping as a liner was snagged by second baseman Drew Nagel, and James Harris beat him back to the bag for a double play. So now Mears facing the 2-0. He'll bring a fastball. Low and away corner will find the zone. And that Charlotte dugout louder than they've been all night. They are hoping to rattle Johnny Mears and find some late offense. Mears has been spectacular out of the pen so far this season, but he'll miss with another fastball there and be down 3-1. This would be his second very efficient outing. He came in against NC State and threw 2 scoreless during the comeback. And he's looking to do the exact same thing against UNC Charlotte here. But he is now behind to his 3rd straight batter. And it'll be 3-1, a hitter's count for DH Stan Reed. As that fastball runs high and tight and misses up. So Johnny Mears will load the bases for the 8-hole hitter Rylan Eckert, playing second base for Charlotte today. And he's had a few clutch at-bats, including a single during that 5th inning rally that saw Charlotte put up 5 runs. So no bigger spot for him here with 2 outs. Charlotte has loaded the bases. And Johnny Mears looks to end the rally. Here's the 0-0. And it's a fastball, challenging him high and tight. He'll go behind 0-1. No swing from Eckert there. And Mears ready already with the 0-1. And another challenge fastball is fouled straight back into the stands. And Mears ahead 0-2. So despite the late inning trouble, this is where you want your pitcher to be. He's ahead at 0-2 count, 2 outs. And the Charlotte runner on third broke on the windup. And Mears, who was out of the full, stopped mid-motion, and it will be a balk. So there's the disaster, and the Charlotte dugout letting Mears hear it. He was out of the windup, and the runner on third broke on first step and had home stolen by a mile. So now's the 0-2 with runners on second and third, and it's shot high to left. It's going to be well playable. James Harris will keep it in the infield, and he'll grab the out. So with the bases loaded, a good base running decision by Charlotte pans out, gets the bulk out of Johnny Mears as he stops mid-windup and garners another run for UNC Charlotte. It's now 9-4. The Panthers have 2 at-bats left to make this one interesting. Well, we're back to baseball here in the 8th. Charlotte has put up another run to stretch that lead back out to 5. As the Panthers try and rally late, they've got 2 at-bats left to try and cover that deficit. I'd like to give a shout out to the people up in the booth. Brady Bauer, one of High Point's employees. He runs club broadcasting here, and he's all over the place, helping out all the sports coverage. And club baseball managers, Jack Sullivan and my guy Troopy, are up here helping me out in the booth, helping with a little bit of the spotting, although it's hard to spot players who don't exist, like number 18 seen last inning for Charlotte, as they have a new pitcher on the mound. And we're going to try and figure out exactly who that is, but it'll be Graham White in standing for High Point's first batter of this inning. They need 5 more runs here late, and a low fastball will get the call on the outside corner, so he'll go to 1-1. This is Graham's second at bat after being called in the game for third baseman Ryan Haskell, as he looks to ignite a late rally. So no outs here in the bottom of the 8th. And that's a good curveball, finds the zone. Froze Graham high and tight and bit in to cross the plate. So here's the 1-2. Graham looking to be a tough out, as High Point needs base runners. And he's going to shoot a ball up the middle, and it'll be a leadoff base hit here in the bottom of the 8th. And I'm sure that feels good for Graham to come in and get his first hit of the spring. And boy, was that one hit hard. Off of number 16, Colin Ross, who comes in to replace the unaffiliated pitcher we saw last inning. And that will bring up a big opportunity for first baseman Nate Neubauer. He's had a quiet night tonight, and I'm sure High Point would love to see him add to this late rally with a runner on first and nobody out. And he's going to shoot a fastball right at the second baseman, and it'll be off his glove and into right field. So a first pitch fastball swinging for Nathan Neubauer, and he'll garner another hit. That's his second hit of the day. And hard hit fastballs are his MO. He got one by the shortstop on the slide, and that one looked to be gloved up by the second baseman, but off his glove and into right field. Certainly a good effort. He ended up laying out to try and corral that one. So now it's runners at first and second for Matt Healy. And they would love to see him get on base here. Matt Healy squares to bunt and pulls it back, as that fastball looked inside, but will get the call, and he'll go behind 0-1. So number 16, Colin Ross, coming in for UNCC this inning, and has so far given up 2 straight singles to put runners on first and second with nobody out, as High Point looks to span the 5-run deficit. Healy squares to bunt again and pulls it back, as that fastball is low, and will even the count at 1-1. So now High Point letting UNCC's pitcher hear it, as they see their opportunity to climb back into this game. And no better spot for Matt Healy here today, as he watches a fastball up and in, and he'll go ahead 2-1. So no longer squaring to bunt. No doubt with how prolific they've been to start this inning, 2 straight singles. They want Healy's bat. He singled earlier to right center, and he has the opportunity to drive in a run if he can put something in the gap again. And that one will miss out and away. That certainly has been the spot we've seen called a lot today, but not here in the 8th. And that's what matters, as Healy gets ahead 3-1. And now a hitter's count. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. And the Panthers really looking to make this exciting, as they have 2 straight innings with runners scored. As Matt Healy gets fanned on an outside fastball, and he'll go to a full count. The Panthers have added 2 runs and 1 run in their past 2 innings, and they look to continue the streak of scoring, as they have 2 runners on here early and nobody out. So we'll see the full count pitch from the on-base specialist, Matt Healy. And he chops a fastball high to the right side. The catcher looking to make a play, and he does. A great play made by number 2, Tommy Boast, as Healy tried to fight off the outside fastball and popped it foul. And the catcher did a great job to get up and get on it. And that will be the first out of the inning for UNCC Charlotte. Now we'll bring up Josh Zulte for his second at-bat. The fresh second baseman went down on strikes in his first. And we'll see if he can change High Point's outcome here. They've got runners on first and second now with 1 out. As that curveball runs in. We've seen some excitement here today, certainly a lot of offense. The Panthers have had a lot of opportunities to score, and lately we've seen them capitalize. And no bigger inning than this one. They've got 2 at-bats left to try and drive across 5 runs. So Zolte's 1-0 will be down, and he'll go ahead 2-0. So a chance to load up the bases for the Panthers. Coming up next, they'll have left fielder Colin Stuver, followed by Captain Quinn DeWitt before the lineup turns over. And they need some good at-bats here. We'll see the 2-0 to Josh Zulte. A long look in. And Zulte squares to bunt before pulling it back on the high and tight fastball. And getting the call is Colin Ross, who's taking the mound. He's had a rough inning so far. 2 singles to start it. And then a check swing popped foul. Garnered an out from Matt Healy. Now Josh Zulte stands in 2-1. And that fastball catches the outside portion of the plate. Zulte gives a nod to the dugout. He knew it. And he's ready to go 2-2, ready to fight off that pitch and be a tough out for the Panthers. They certainly need more base runners. So here comes the 2-2. And a curveball lifted to right by Josh Zulte, falling fast, but the right fielder came in to play it well and gives a strong throw into third. That's the right fielder, Sully Stevens. He's had a heck of a game today. And we just saw him get a great jump and steal home last inning on the bulk from Johnny Mears. And now with 2 outs, up will step number 65, Colin Stuver. We saw him single on a bunt back to the pitcher just a few innings ago. And now with 2 outs, they certainly need a little more magic out of him. Panthers are down 5 runs. And in the bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, they've got runners on first and second. That fastball runs high and tight, gets by the catcher, and both runners are going to move up. Graham White to third and Nathan Neubauer to second. So that improves the scoring chances as that fastball goes way up and by the catcher, Tommy Boast. And now Colin Stuver will have 2 runners in scoring position, and 1 swing of the bat could make this game that much closer. The Panthers need 5. They've got 2 in scoring position. And the new left fielder, Colin Stuver, up to bat. So he's ahead 1-0. And we'll see what Ross has for him here. A curveball going to that outside spot. We've seen that called a lot today, and quite generously. And Stuver will now see a 1-1. So number 16, Colin Ross, looked to struggle at first. 2 singles early for the Panthers, but has battled back and gotten 2 outs. And a curveball misses high and tight. So now he falls behind the 8-hole hitter of the Panthers in Colin Stuver. And a 2-1 count is presenting another big RBI opportunity for the Panthers. They've left a lot of runners on base today. And the 2-out hitting has not been there so far. As that fastball will miss low and away. Ross wanted the spot. It's been there a few times tonight, but not here. And Stuver will go ahead 3-1. And this is what you need if you're the Panthers. 2 outs, runners on second and third, and a hitter's count 3-1 to their 8-hole Colin Stuver. Here comes the pitch, and he fouls off a high and tight fastball well over the home dugout and out of play. So now 3-2. There's a spot to put Colin Stuver on first, which would bring up Captain Quinn DeWitt. But my guess is Colin Ross gearing up for a challenge pitch here to the 8-hole hitter of High Point. And that challenge fastball just tapped foul. May have been an off-speed, a little cut action, as Stuver got out in front and managed to foul tip that pitch and stay alive. No doubt he's been briefed. That outside spot needs to be well defended. A couple of High Point hitters have gone down looking on some generous calls tonight, and Stuver doesn't look to be one of them. So we'll do the 3-2 again. And that curveball found the inside corner. Stuver thought it was in, and it's hard not to agree, but nevertheless, the inside spot called. And the Panthers will go down without scoring here in the bottom of the 8th. So we'll go to the 9th, still down 5 runs. And we'll see if the Panthers have any late fireworks. And this 9th scoreless. Well, here we go to start the 9th inning here at Williard Stadium. It has turned into quite a chilly night under the lights, and this has been quite a long game. As High Point goes to another pitcher out of the pen, number 99, Matt Monroe. The Panthers have a colossal effort ahead of them if they want to climb back into this one. They're down 5 runs, 9-5, and they have 1 at-bat left. Matt Monroe's job is quite simple, and that's to try and avoid making it any worse. The Panthers have struggled today despite garnering 10 hits, being aided by an error. And despite 10 hits and an error out of UNCC, the Panthers have only scratched across 4 runs, and now we have another issue. We are getting word that the pitcher who came in last inning potentially wasn't rostered. We had a name for him, so we're going to work out exactly what they're referring to. We had him on the roster as number 16, Colin Ross. Evidently, there may have been a miscommunication of some kind. The hitter currently up is number 12, who's been hitting all day, the left fielder. Number 12. And there's, I'm not quite sure what the issue is here. Number 12 in the 9 spot has been batting all day. We have him here as Vince T. No doubt I mentioned it earlier. UNCC, not the most organized club program we've ever seen. They don't have a ton of stats available. It's hard to even find their names. And evidently, they have quite a few issues with their roster. We are now seeing a pinch hit from number 3. So we're not exactly sure what the issue is here, but that was a member of the starting lineup for UNCC who's been hitting and playing left field all day, who has been called back to the dugout after a roster discrepancy. So Matt Monroe will stand in and face number 3 from Charlotte as he looks to keep the deficit at 5. No doubt some definite frustration from High Point. They've had a rough game and only added to by the fact that UNCC has had a number of issues with their lineup and roster and potentially calling upon a few players who are not registered with the NCBA. So we will see Matt Monroe go back to work. He is now behind 2-1 to number 3, Nick N., a UNC Charlotte hitter. And he lifts a fly ball right to the second baseman, Josh Zulte, who will retire him for the first out. That was a jam shot off a fastball from Matt Monroe. So certainly a roller coaster of a game we've seen today. A first inning home run. Should have told us we were in for a bit of an affair here today. And in the 9 innings, we've seen 2 unregistered players take the field. And a number of errors from High Point and an error from UNCC. And 24 total hits. So it's certainly been an interesting day of baseball. And unfortunately, even though only behind 4 hits on the scoreboard, the Panthers are behind 5 runs. As a big 5th inning for UNCC saw them score that 5 that makes up the difference. As Matt Monroe goes back to work, he's ahead 0-1. And that check swing doesn't get the call. The appeal from Dominic Aquino. Not going to get the punch from the first base umpire. So Matt Monroe will go back to work. And now 1-1. This is UNCC's leadoff hitter, Dutch Hansen, as we saw the 9-hole replaced, who has been hitting all day and evidently in the wrong uniform. So Matt Monroe now falls behind 3-1. And it's been an interesting day of baseball, but the story of the game, High Point unable to get it done with runners in scoring position, and they find themselves down 5 as this game draws to a close firmly in the grasp of UNC Charlotte. And if the Panthers have anything to say about it, it will have to be with their final 3 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. So Matt Monroe goes back to work, and he'll get a punch out. He fell behind 3-1, but 2 straight fastballs on that outer corner. We've seen that called quite a few times today, and he gets the punch out on Dutch Hansen. the shortstop, batting leadoff for UNCC today. And no more fitting last batter for UNCC than number 9, Donnie Henkel, who lifted that ball to left and saw it get out of here way back in the first inning. Feels like forever ago. It's been a long game today, as game time just stretching over 3 hours now as we ready for this 9th inning. So Matt Monroe, a breaking ball missed inside for the first ball, but he'll come back with a foul tip behind the plate for a strike. And we'll go to 1-1. And UNCC certainly has had a rowdy dugout tonight. They had been egged on, certainly by the roster discrepancies and by their offensive output. It's certainly easy to be a chatterbox when you're up 5 runs. So here's Matt Monroe bringing home the 1-1. And a foul tip at the plate will make it 1-2. So the Panthers hoping to deal with 2-hole hitter Donnie Henkel, the center fielder for UNCC, who's had a great day at the plate today. Hoping to get him to go down in order, as he will shoot a line drive to center field. Playable for Quinn DeWitt. He'll make the catch. And the Panthers have retired the first 3 they face in the 9th. And we'll go to the bottom. The Panthers have 3 outs left and 5 runs to gather. We'll see what they bring to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. Well, we are drawing to a close here on a very chilly spring night in Williard Stadium at High Point University. Any Panthers fans, we appreciate you sticking with us through what has not been HPU's best showing. They are down 5 runs and stand now in the bottom of the 9th with 3 outs left. But, as I like to say, it's not over till it's over. And they have 3 outs left to work with and 5 runs to go. Captain Quinn DeWitt will lead it off, and he just got hit by a pitch. Or did not on the inner half of the plate. Looks like it may have gotten him on the inside. And instead it will be off the catcher's glove, and we'll go to 1-0. I apologize. I thought that had gotten Quinn DeWitt on his hip, but the lefty will stay in for the 1-0 pitch from relief pitcher Colin Ross. And that one will miss down and away 2-0. Certainly High Point would love to see some walks. You are by no means one swing away. We are even out of Grand Slam territory. The Panthers would need another run on top of that. So here comes the 2-0, and that fastball runs in, but gets a call as DeWitt backs out of the way. It's just one of those days. The Panthers hitters have been stymied by a couple of those calls. And DeWitt jumped out of the way of a fastball, called for a strike on the inner half. So now he'll see the 2-1. That one runs in again, and this one gets no call. So certainly seemed pretty similar pitches. That will go to 3-1. And now DeWitt looking to be a leadoff and turn the lineup over with a base runner on. So we'll see the 3-1 pitch. And that one misses out. So DeWitt will be issued a walk. And despite the wheels on the base, I doubt we'll see him steal. You need more than one run in scoring position here. And there's no reason to risk him on the base paths. So we'll turn the lineup over for James Harris, number 18, the shortstop today. And he's been effective out of the leadoff spot. High Point needs him here. This game has run well over 3 hours now. And the Panthers are hoping this goes much longer. As a 5-run inning would mean another long inning. As HPU has an early runner on. And James Harris gets dealt a low strike to start. He didn't like it, but he'll be behind 0-1. And a leadoff walk to Quinn DeWitt is the perfect start for the Panthers here. They've got one runner on first, nobody out, and 5 runs to go. So we'll see what they can say about it with their last gasp in this one. And Quinn DeWitt will run. Harris fights a chopper to short. Shortstop coming on quick, and Harris is going to beat it out. That throws by the first baseman down the line. Quinn DeWitt's rounding third. He's going to score, and James Harris will get all the way to third base. So this is about the best start you could imagine, and now the Panthers dugout getting into it as they have scratched across a run. And maybe this night's starting to warm up for that Panthers dugout as they have finally seen some offense again after the lull in the 8th inning. So if you're just joining us, it's 9-5. A leadoff walk to Quinn DeWitt, and then an infield single from James Harris was followed by a throwing error. He had beat out the throw to first, but it was low and got by the first baseman. James Harris made it all the way to third, and DeWitt scored from first. So now it brings up a runner on third and DH Alex Delario, number 97. We'll see what he has to say about the deficit. As stated, they're still down 4 runs. And one swing of the bat's not going to change the outcome of this game. So he needs to just do his job and hand it to the next guy. And that one got him off the foot. So it will be a hit by pitch. Harris, who broke for the plate, thinking it was a pass ball, will return to third. But the Panthers have another base runner. And if you're joining us in the 9th, don't go away quite yet. They're down 4 runs. But catcher Dominic Aquino is stepping up. The 3-hole hitter. We've seen some power from him tonight. And no bigger spot here. Runners at the corners. And now UNCC has some action in the bullpen. So they're prepared for High Point to make a run at this one late. And certainly wouldn't a 5-run comeback in the last inning be something to hang your hat on here today. The Panthers have been so close so many times. 3 instances with bases loaded that they couldn't convert into major breakout innings. 2 runs, the most they've put up in a single scoring output here today. They have combined for 5 so far. And with nobody out, runners on the corners, the Panthers are down 4 runs. And they're looking to make this game close. I wouldn't count them out of it yet. They've done a good job, worked a lot of long at-bats, and we've seen the 2-out offense. So with no outs here, they're looking to make this game interesting as catcher Dominic Aquino gets ahead 1-0. And certainly, now the Panthers dugout, it's their turn to get loud, giving UNCC some of the same treatment they gave their pitchers in the late stages of this game. And Aquino readies for the 1-0. And that fastball catches the outside spot. It's been there. And certainly not something Aquino wants to take a hack at with no strikes. But he will have to defend that pitch if he gets into a disadvantaged count. He will see the 1-1. No action from Alex Delario over from first. I doubt you'd put that runner in motion yet. As Aquino watches a fastball out and gets ahead 2-1. So like I said, walk's the name of the game here late. You want to put as much pressure on this UNC bullpen as you can and make it so that one big hit can really draw this game close. So Aquino stands in now. 2-1 pitch. Colin Ross trying to end the High Point rally. And he'll miss out. So Aquino ahead 3-1. And with one of the only extra base hits here today, a double off the left center wall. There's nobody you'd rather have up in an advantage count. And we'll see if he can let loose on something. Here's the 3-1. Fastball high and tight and a big cut from Aquino. Garners the swing and miss and will go full. So still nobody out. And a base hit ball four situation here. You can hear the High Point dugout. They're ready for the any way you can mentality. They just need runners. They don't care if it's an error or a walk or a home run. They need people on base. And Aquino catches a curveball well to center field. Has the center fielder backing up. It's going to be the first out of the inning. But James Harris will tag and score without a throw. So a late RBI for Aquino certainly makes this game that much closer. But the Panthers still in need of base runners. They have cut the deficit to 3. And Colin Ross stands on the mound for UNC Charlotte, looking to end the rally. As up steps fresh third baseman Graham White. We saw him garner his first hit of the spring on a line drive up the middle earlier, and I'd love to see him rinse and repeat. As Alex Delario steps off first base, gets some shouts from the UNC dugout, thinking he was going to take off. But no reason to put that runner in jeopardy. The Panthers need to bring him around and then 2 more behind him to take this game to extras. So here's Colin Ross. He'll miss again with the breaker inside. And Graham White's ahead 2-0. I'm sure the Panthers would love to see a walk to him and bring the tying run to the plate. And maybe grab a few more walks behind him. Load up these bases and give themselves a real chance here late. So here's Ross. He deals. Graham blitzes that ball to third base. Just foul. Almost a double down the line there. Third baseman Xander Burton had no chance to get to that ball. It was smashed down the third base line and just took a couple of hops foul. So now Graham White all over that fastball. And that's got to be an intimidating result to see him get so far ahead of it for Colin Ross on the mound. He's behind 2-1. Here it comes. And that fastball misses low and away. So another 3-1 count to a High Point hitter. And no better spot for Graham White to really come in clutch for his team. Looking to find his second hit of the spring in his second appearance in this High Point lineup. So here's the 3-1. And it's out. But we'll get the call on the outer edge. That fastball in the away spot. And Graham knows what he needs to do, defend that outer half of the plate. As that'll be the go-to spot for Colin Ross, looking to put away the second out of this game and curtail the High Point hopes. So here's the 3-2. And a swing on an up and away breaking ball. Will sit down Graham White. And what looked like a promising start to the inning has turned slightly dire as High Point looks to the bat of Nathan Neubauer, the first baseman, who has 2 hits today to extend the inning. Certainly a high leverage spot. The Panthers look to be rallying early, and a sac fly and a strikeout have brought home the 2 outs UNC Charlotte needed. They are now 1 away as Neubauer watches a curveball paint the outside edge for strike 1. So Colin Ross 2 strikes away from ending this game and ending the High Point rally. Score stands at 9-6 now. The Panthers would need to garner 3 more runs before achieving that last out. And we'll see the 0-1. And it's that curveball away again. Neubauer didn't like the call, but that outside corner has been there all night, and Charlotte knows that's their go-to spot. So 0-2. The Niners 1 strike away. A runner stands on first for High Point. Neubauer sees the 0-2, and he'll get struck out on an away breaking ball. And Charlotte's fired up. They will complete the series win over High Point after the delayed rainout game being made up tonight on 9 innings. Final scoreline stands at UNC Charlotte, 9 runs, 14 hits, and 2 errors. High Point scored 6 runs on 11 hits and had 3 errors of their own. So High Point falls to UNC Charlotte in 9 innings here tonight. They'll lose the series and fall to 5-5 on the season and in conference play. The late inning rally, not enough to get it done. And the Panthers fall here at Williard.